And the snows fall and the white winds blow. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives.
What is up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Welcome to Wolfpack Wednesday with myself, the Jedi, EvilSneaker, DLO The Collector, Brick Artemis. Too sweet to you boys. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you guys all looking healthy, happy, and ready to talk figures. What is going on, Sneaker? You look like you've been in a cabin for 2 weeks and you haven't seen sunlight. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. Actually, doing great. I had a
And I
couple
meant that
days
in a
off
good way
work.
too.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I got the beard going, got to keep it going. Got the haircut, but it's been I have one more day of work tomorrow and then I'm off until like the week after Thanksgiving. So yeah, great. Yeah, it's my annual week off because my son's birthday the week of Thanksgiving, so I always take the week off. So yeah, feeling real good. One more day of work and then nice vacation time. So yeah, feeling real good. Excited to talk about some figures. D-Lo, welcome back.
Thank you, broski. It's good to be back.
And Brick, welcome back because you were out too.
Thank you.
Yeah, we tried to hold down the fort, without you guys. It was obviously tough, but it's very good to see your faces again.
Yes.
We missed you too, boys, and we missed this wonderful chat, guys. Hello, thanks for joining us for another episode here. Much appreciated.
And Dilo, it looks like the beard is alive and well, and it's on its way back.
God.
Yeah, I took sabbatical just to grow my beard back. I refused to come back last week. I was like, yeah, it's not dark enough yet. I just can't. So this is doable. Still got a way to go, but it's I'm starting to look like myself again. So I always shave my beard, and I always regret it like the very moment I do it. So yeah,
same here. You get sick of the look, and you're just like, man, I wanna just do something different, and you kind of like take a little off, go with the goatee, and you're like, no. Then you go with the mustache, and you're like, hell no, and then you're just like, well, I have nothing left, and then now where do I go from here? I can't show my face for
And you're like,
a week to 2 weeks. Yeah. And then
I
your
would
wife's
try to
like,
pull off like the Johnny Depp, with just the mustache and the little goatee thing there.
There you go.
And then I realized I'm not good looking, so it always blows up in my face when I try it. So go figure.
Brick, speaking of good looking, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Excited to be here. I might sound a little weird because I'm still, I don't know. I feel great, but I feel like I still got some sinus stuff going on. So
I think that's a sinus infection that you're dealing with, because the teeth hurting is a sign that I've heard.
well, it's good now. It's good now.
Okay.
There's just a lot of pressure this morning. I don't know what was going on.
Interesting.
But it was just the right side. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm living.
Well, you got yourself a nice looking shirt on there. Is that Dragon Ball Z?
Yeah. Have you
Throw
ever
it
seen
off
it?
to the people here.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Dragon Ball.
Nice. Very nice. For all you Dragon
Show
Ball Z
that off
fans.
every now and then.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got myself a new Justin Herbert jersey. And D'Lo doesn't like it when I do this, but I got to represent my Packers.
It's so weird.
Let's
It's so weird.
go.
Well, and they
Especially now
played
that
each other
it's
this weekend, so that's kind of tough.
Oh, that
saw
is
that
weird.
you were doing
Yeah.
polls now, like in the last episode that we weren't on. Can you put a poll up for your hat?
Yeah.
jersey
Speaking
situation?
of which, I gotta bring that up here. So,
Please, thank you.
all right, let me just pop right in. While I'm doing that, let's introduce our very special guest tonight. Without further ado,
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help us welcome tonight's Wolfpack special guest, making his way to the stream, a YouTube superstar and friend of the Jedi Knights Watch. Please welcome
Hey,
Labio's House of Collectibles. Welcome to your first episode of the Wolfpack. It's been a long time. Flavio's an old friend of the Jedi. Good to have you here. Glad we can make it work. how's it going over there? What's up? What's new?
Thank you so much for having me. That intro, I could not get ready for it, man. I felt like I wanted to like booyaka, like out of there, like Rey Mysterio, man. I was like coming out from backstage, dude. But not.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
man.
one.
Thank
Sometime that could have really set you apart. I think from all the other guests, if you just
would have like
we
jumped
brought
out
you on screen, you just have your shirt and you're just waving it in the air, like
That would have
woo!
been nuts.
That would have really gotten this party off right. But
Next time.
no, yeah, it's good to have you, man. D'Lo, what kind of poll did you want me to do here? What was?
Oh yeah, should you wear a jersey for one team and a hat for the other? Keep
The
it
answer is
simple.
no.
Exactly.
100%.
I just need him to know that. That's all.
Hey, maybe he wants to rep two different teams at once.
No,
I put
you
yes
just
and
can't.
yes for the poll.
Did you really?
So, no, I'm just kidding.
Well, especially when they're playing each other this weekend, you know?
No, yeah. I
whoa.
mean, yeah. This is honestly, I got this today, so I just got to wear it, and it just looks fire. So, and
Well,
I
you're
gotta have
repping
a
your
hat.
AFC team, you know? You got an
Yeah,
AFC team, you got an NFC team. It's all
That's
good.
right. That's right. So, let's see here. Let's check in with the chat. We got a full house here tonight. 37 in the house so far. Don't forget to do me a kind favor. Hit that like button on your way in. Really does help me out a lot. I think more than people know too. It just helps that channel out. So let's just start at the top here. We have Tighter FL, good friend of the channel. It's that time again. Yes, let's go. The movie canon. Hello, fellow collectors. Just dropping by to say hello. Hello and welcome. Action in the Box. What is going on, my friend? He was actually just on Sneaker's channel last night. If you guys missed that, go check that out after this. He says, yes, let's go, friends. Always a pleasure to be with you late at night. And we do appreciate Action in the Box being with us from Brazil, 3 hours ahead of us Central Time. So, yeah, it's late. Really do appreciate you coming on. Jazzy, thank you for being here, my friend. Giving the too sweet emoji. And Mike Literis, channel member. Hello, friends. Oh, it's always good to have Mike here. I love his his comments. So good to have you. Doc Bat, thank you for being here. Yeah, good to see you here, Flavio. Mad Planet 23, hello, everyone. Christian Cooper, what's up, guys? Excited for this episode. We got X-Man Supreme, yo. Good to have you. Thank you for being here. Cage, too sweet, my brother. Thank you for being here. We got Daniel. Hello, everyone. Thank you for entering the chat. Can't stay too long, but what is up, my friends? They call me Queso Blanco. Thank you for being here. Hammer of God. What is going on? Same here. 2 more days, then off all of Thanksgiving. Can't wait. So I usually take a week off after Christmas, like between Christmas and New Year. And then I'm usually off Black Friday as well because my kids are off school. So I get like a mini vacation, but I kind of like save mine for more of that Christmas time. But man, it's weird to be in the holiday season already. I can't believe Thanksgiving's basically already here. We are doing Wolfpack Wednesday next Wednesday, so the eve of Thanksgiving. So we're going to be your primer for Thanksgiving. So be sure to tune in, if you're not doing too much yet for the holiday. And we're going to have a fun show for you guys as well. So looking forward to that. Universal Key, thank you for being here, my friend. Born Again, how are you? Let's see. Yeah, we got TK Magic Shop. Josh Johnson says winter is coming. Yes, but today was beautiful in Wisconsin. It was like 60 degrees. So you got to enjoy them while we get them. Jedi291, happy Wednesday, guys. Hello from Saskatoon. Chris Santos, always good to have you here. What's up? Thank you for being here. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, Christian says, my Bengals got an important game tomorrow. Thank the Lords. We have a decent Thursday night game tomorrow night, guys. We have the Ravens Bengals. So, yeah, that will be a great divisional game. Who do you guys got in that game? Sneaker, start with you. Come on.
I don't know.
Okay. Rick, who do you got?
Bengals by 12.
Wow, that's a big victory.
Oh, yeah.
Flavio, how about you? You got anybody for that game?
I guess I'd pick the Ravens.
Ravens?
Yeah.
D'Lo?
Bengals by 3.
I'm going to go with the Ravens as well. I'm going to say Ravens by 6.
Bengals.
So,
Nice.
son of a bitch.
I'll take the tiebreaker.
All right, Mike says, what if you're representing 2 sports in the same market? Giants jersey with a Yankees hat.
That's allowed.
Pretty sure I've seen
allowed.
that.
That's different. That's different.
Yep.
That's cool.
Okay. We got Holland Toy Flicks. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Movie Cannon's got a question. Let me just finish up here. I'm catching up. We got Eddie in the house. What up, big dog? Okay, and that was it. So, all right, we're caught up with that. Movie Cannon says, I do have a question. Based on previous years, is Sideshow's Thanksgiving event the same event that offers Black Friday deals? DLO, I want to hand that one over to you.
Yeah, 100% it does. Probably the last real standout deal you're going to see this year. Typically, Black Friday, you know they have one-time day offers. They're limited for a couple there. I've scored some pretty good deals in the past, but then there's also their Christmas. Well, let's call it like Black Friday weekend / Cyber Monday deal, and then eventually it just kind of sticks to like a certain percentage for certain figures and stuff like that. So chances are, if you guys have been holding out for a big deal, Friday is going to be your opportunity to swing for the fences and get something you guys have been looking for a pretty decent price.
Well, that's a good segment into just something that I want to talk about. Black Friday is next Friday, obviously. So is there we kind of talked about this a little bit, but is there a figure that you're just hoping for that hits the big sale mark and you're going to pull the trigger? Flavio, I want to start with you. Is there anything that you're hoping to see Black Friday that's like 30% off, or God forbid 35% off?
Yeah. Yep. Actually, if I had to pick, it would be probably the Mando Blurg set, just because I've been putting off, picking that one up, and it's gone on a massive sale, a couple times already, and just, haven't had the time to get around to it. So, hopefully if it hits on BF, I'll pull the trigger.
Were you going to put that thing on top of your shelf?
Honestly, I was thinking the same thing. I might rearrange that,
because those things are tall, and then like if you put
but I don't know if
I'd
have him riding. I don't know if I'd have him riding.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense
to start up, but yeah, I'd have to figure that out.
How about you, Sneaker? Tumbler in your sights or anything like that? No more figures for 2023?
I won't get Tumbler. Only thing that I would consider picking up on a Black Friday deal at Sideshow would be Carnage. That'd be the only figure that I would consider, and it would have to be a deal that is better than the secondary market, which the chances of that are slim. So I'll say,
what's the secondary market right now?
I feel like I haven't really seen too many Carnages really go for sale lately, to be honest, but like I feel like they were going for 325, 350.
Holy cow.
Yeah, like 350 I feel like was kind of the average that I had been seeing on Carnage.
For deluxe?
Yeah.
No, that was for standard.
I feel like you can get deluxe get deluxe for probably around the same price.
I feel like you're wrong.
Okay. So if we say deluxe, then we'll say if it's deluxe 350 to 400, but I don't know if Sideshow's gonna discount that one, but if they do, I don't know, because I feel like anytime all these deals that Sideshow's been doing, you can get them pretty much the majority of these things that they're discounting, you can get them secondary market outside of Sideshow for the same, if not a lesser price. So it's got to be something really good for me to pick something up from Sideshow. But Carnage would be the one. Carnage would be the one that I would have my eye on. I'll be keeping an eye, see what the sales are like.
Brick, how about you? Anything you're eyeing up?
Oh man, not really. Honestly, I mean, there's some figures that I hope that they do like buy one get one free. But I don't think that's usually Black Friday.
Did they start that last year at Black Friday? Was that when BOGO first hit, right?
Yeah, I kind of think it was around that time.
And it went on. Didn't it go on for like until Christmas?
They extended it because didn't they do like that one live show and then I kind of remember their PR team.
It was like Black Friday extended.
They were like, yeah, we're gonna extend this, and they gave you the opportunity to like do that deal for like another couple days.
That's actually crazy. You guys just jogged my memory. This is going to be the 1 year anniversary of daily deals on Sideshow.
Wow.
It started around this year.
Huh.
Oh wow.
So yeah,
Yeah,
because
that's
before
crazy.
last year, there was no such thing as a daily deal ever. But
I could see them
like
I
all
could
the
see them
stuff
doing,
that
like-
go ahead, Flavia.
Sorry,
I'm
Greg.
sorry.
I was just gonna say I could see them doing like really crazy warehouse finds too, like out of nowhere. You know,
I hate those.
yeah,
A,
it's like
'cause
we
I'm
know
never
you
quick
had 'em.
enough. Yeah, and then like B, it's
People
like, oh
watch it
yeah,
like
we just
hawk
found
during
this
that time.
A New Hope Princess Leia. Like what?
Yeah. A lot of the stuff that I want to go on sale are stuff, stuff that's, waitlisted or out of stock and all that. So I'm kind of like on the eBay route right now, or something like that to try and get, or maybe even other websites. Like for example, I just bought the RoboCop yesterday. So
Wait, what?
from Hawk. Yeah, see, you weren't around, bro.
You got RoboCop?
I did.
Oh
RoboCop
my
3. So,
gosh!
yeah,
knew
so
this,
like
he told
those
me.
are the figures that I'm looking at. Like I'm the ones that they have on Sideshow right now. It's like I don't know. Time out.
Time
Gotcha.
out. You got the deluxe. Is this the old one or the RoboCop 3?
This is RoboCop 3.
Wow,
It's a sick piece. It's a
I'll
sick
trade
piece.
you.
Remember, I sent a message saying there's another batch went up for pre-order. Rob,
He was golfing. He was golfing.
Yeah, I was out golfing, but
Oh, you missed that. You missed that.
On the
so
green.
you got it from Hawk or the other Ray?
I got RoboCop. I'm sorry. I got RoboCop from Underground figures,
Okay.
and I got Kate Bishop from Hawk recently. So I got two
Right.
figures recently. So I just really got to calm down. Hopefully, there's no
Damn, yeah, you do.
good deal on Sideshow. But I'm not too worried about like deals on Sideshow with figures that are available right now. It's the ones that that aren't really available on Sideshow that I'm looking at. Another thing that I bet you it's going to happen is next week, Thanksgiving week, Black Friday week, you're going to have like a figure or two drop next week. And with these Black Friday deals, it's going to be nuts. So,
True.
Man, I'm still blown away. DLO, how about you? Is there anything you're eyeing up for Black Friday? I couldn't catch. You guys had 300 messages. I could not.
Yeah,
catch up.
that's a genuine shock in his face there. Someone clip that for later. But yeah, I'm going the other route. I'm not looking at figures on Friday. I'm looking for vehicles on Friday.
Ooh.
Yes, that is what my focus is going to be on. Kind of stinks. I was really hoping to have a swing at the scout bike from Return of the Jedi. I was really hoping, but obviously I heard about that recently. Just went waitlist there, so kind of disappointed about that one. We're just a week short. I was hoping we were going to get some steep discounts on that there, but I'm eyeing things possibly like the Bat Pod. Looking at also possibly the Tumbler, finally making that move there, seeing if it finally goes under some of the really good prices they've been given there. But yeah, like that's the type of stuff like you want to eye like for Black Friday, not the typical stuff that will eventually with time will go on sale, but the stuff that like is very expensive that you really wouldn't probably buy it unless it was steeply discounted. That's the Friday move you want to make, like for sure. So yeah, so I'm gonna be hunting for some vehicles, see what they have out there, and if there's a good deal on something I don't own yet, yeah, the credit card is gonna be swiped pretty fast on Friday.
Now, do you have a spot for a tumbler? Or you
We
figure
will
that
cross
out later?
bridge when we get to it there. Okay, one step at a time. We must acquire in order to figure out where the space is, but space will be made if we can acquire.
That's
Tumbler's
what I'm
nice.
talking about.
But right now I got the Batman Begins coming out of it, and it looks a lot better in person than you would say in photos, especially when the lights are on, just because in photos it kind of just looks like a black blurb. But yeah, it's actually got a lot of character to it, especially with the bronze pieces that run through it, and just a really cool tank looking figure. So definitely a good one to be eyeing up. The only one for me that I'm kind of looking at is like if Endgame Loki goes like super cheap. The only way I'd get that figure is if I could replace the head sculpt. But we'll probably talk about that later. There might be some other figures coming in the future regarding Loki. Plus, remember, we got that tease for the Loki on the throne, which already has the head sculpt that we need. So, you know, I'm a little hesitant, but that would be the one that I would want. Is there anything that you guys think might go on sale that hasn't been on sale prior? Like, is there something that might, you know, we kind of get into this thing where, oh, it's the same old crap that either we all have or nobody wants, and that's been sitting for a while. But is there something that hasn't been on sale yet that you guys think might hit the BOGO or the 20 to
Carnage and
30%
Venom
off?
both of those figures, or at least one of those figures. You got the new Venom coming out. You know, you got Carnage.
That's a safe bet. Yeah. Those are the only ones who haven't gotten a discount yet. Are those two?
I would say one of those.
And I know it's hard to think about it without really seeing it in front of you. I'm just wondering if there's anything, and maybe it was something you guys were hoping for, but let us know in the chat too. Is there something that hasn't been on sale that you think? Christian,
I'm going to throw two into that as well too. There, Graham.
Yeah, go ahead.
Rennick and Cascaree will go on sale.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think it'll be a low. I think it'll be a low percentage though. I don't think they're gonna like push like a 25% on those two.
Probably 20. Probably
maybe 20 max. That would be my guess. That's just my guess. But that was kind of like my question I have for you guys. Like talking about this is, so we know like they have this one deal going on. Like amazing deal is the code 35% off on these select amount of figures. Like, what do you guys see? Do you guys see this being like them trying to go all out, getting rid of stuff that they have sitting, that they've had sitting for a while now? Like, do we see this as being the biggest sale of the year for Sideshow when it comes to Black Friday? Like, are they going to market it as that? Do you guys have any thoughts on that? Is this going to be like their big push to get everything out that they can for the holidays?
I mean, a safe bet would say no, so that we're right. But I have a feeling that there's a chance that it will be the biggest sale of the year. So,
I mean, it usually is.
Sure.
And last year is when they whipped out the BOGO. So,
because it's crazy. They already have like this 35% off coupon that they're running through the end of the year. So it's like, what or like, I guess we're going to get a select few more figures that are they going to add stuff? Are they going to, it'll be interesting. Kind of interested to see, because they've already been doing so many deals lately, just so many different deals lately, trying to get rid of stuff. So I'm wondering,
well, even the Midas today, 35%, and that thing is like
crazy.
With free shipping, $260 now. It's like, holy cow, that's.
I'm just wondering, like, are we going to be let down, or are they going to add a lot more onto this than they already did?
We'll be let down, and it's because it won't be the figures you want.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I think it's going to be Carnage and Venom, because if you look at these sales, we've seen Miles go on sale from Into the Spider-Verse a lot recently, and it's on sale right now. And why is that? They have a lot probably, and they also have the new Miles up for pre-order and all the Across the Spider-Verse stuff coming out.
The game,
you know, and then you have the integrated Spider-Man. Okay, that's on sale a lot. Why? Probably because they have a lot of the figures, and also because they have the new red and blue suit coming out. So they don't want to have too many Tom Hollands out there. So Carnage and, or at least Venom, I would say. Maybe not Carnage, but at least Venom, I could see that for a good, I don't know about 35%, but 20 maybe.
Yeah. Really quick, 89% said no, it's not okay to wear one team's hat and
take that hat off.
Jersey. No, nobody can see it. It's black.
Take off the shirt.
Choose
and I
one
can wear
now.
whatever I want in my basement.
I'm a big boy. I can wear what I want, Mom.
So no, and typically I don't make a habit of that. Typically it's one or the other, but I could give a shit tonight. So there we are.
Screw it.
But you know what? To kind of add to the convo real quick there, I can totally see like a Captain Marvel being thrown in again, like we had for Spectacular or something like that.
I can't believe
Like a
she's
freebie?
still around.
Free armor or something like that there, you know.
Any
Captain
figure,
Rex,
get her for free.
Something.
It'd be nice if they did a pick one. Like you can
That
pick
would
from
be
this
cool.
select category. Like there's like, 3 to 5 figures, spend X amount of dollars, get one free. The only thing that I don't like about that is they did this with the 35% off thing that they've been doing, is like that Infinity or the Nano Gauntlet. In order to get it free, they took away that coupon for the other figures. So you had to pay full price in order to get the gauntlet for free. So like they're going to make it so they're still making their money.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? That's the only hesitancy I have about it. But it would be nice to get a category of like spend X amount. Here's like, like I said, 3 to 5 figures that you can choose from. Maybe you get one that they have just so much stock. But I don't know how many of us would need a figure from so much stock. That's the other thing.
Not to totally change gears, but with the Marvels coming out, do you guys think they make another Captain Marvel?
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
far,
I think so.
Yes.
I think so.
It's gonna piss me off
Absolutely.
because there's
Yes,
no
they
Blue
will.
Beetle yet. Give me a damn Blue Beetle.
It ain't
before you
coming.
give me
It's
another
DC.
Captain
It ain't
Marvel.
coming.
I think they
They got
definitely will.
Supergirl.
Yeah, listen, we got lucky with that there.
Yeah,
but
they
these-
gave us
we don't
they gave
normally
us
get
everything
stuff.
from the Flash, and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, that movie bombed. All right, don't do this again."
Yeah, what were we thinking?
Right,
That
right.
happened
We tr-
Well, they
every
just
time.
announced. They just announced that other Flash figure though. It's like why
Yeah, that
couldn't it have
surprised
been
me
Blue Beetle?
actually. I didn't think they would do that one.
Yeah, that was a bit of a shocker.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
I think they'll make another Captain Marvel for sure.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that's so
well, you got
crazy
Monica
to me.
Rambeau, right? And then you
They're
got
gonna they're
was
gonna
it
give it
Ms.
a rolling
Marvel,
eyes
the
too,
TV
right?
show? Like, yeah, they didn't make one for her television show, so opportunity for them to make it. I can totally see all three of them coming out for sure.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you
good.
guys think so? Christian's saying, "Will that DeLorean go on sale?" Do you think so? I don't know. It's tough to say, but
There's
Came
so
out
many
this
going
year.
on second.
must have had a truck that tipped over or something.
Yeah.
Throw it on seconds. No, that's a tough one. I don't think it'll go on a crazy deal if it does, because I don't know. It's too new, and I still think it's just too fresh. I don't know.
I think it's just
kinda
gonna. I think anything that's fresh that recently came out, if they do a discount, it's gonna be like a 10%, 15%.
Yeah.
Like that's the highest they're gonna
the
go.
Black Widows could start to come on sale a little bit.
$5
There
shipping.
Yeah, like $5, which is always nice. Like I'm all for that,
Especially
too,
for a
when they do
vehicle.
low shipping. Yeah,
For
it'd be nice if the tumbler popped up again. Like the tumbler was on that 35% off, and it was like a little over $400 shipped, which is pretty crazy.
I mean, just the thing to remember is just like that inventory is massive.
It's
You
taking
know,
up so much space. If they have a couple hundred of those,
Yeah.
imagine.
aside from like
Imagine.
DeLoreans and tumblers and all that stuff, like I mean, Sideshow has statues, 1/3 scales, and all kinds of other wacky stuff in that warehouse. And it's, you know, that's the thing about Black Friday. The whole point of it is not for us to, you know, make out with good deals, is so those guys can clear out inventory to get
Right.
new inventory. And so,
And there's a lot of stuff coming out that we're going to
Incoming.
talk about
yeah,
next, like
Yep.
in the
and
next
they
couple
know,
of months.
they know
They
what's
gotta
coming.
make space.
So
They
it's
gotta
just
make
like
space.
True.
this year is going to be probably the most interesting year simply because of the fact of what we're talking about right now. The fact that there's so much stuff that they still have not sold this year, despite going a full year of daily deals, which was never done up until last year. Then, quite honestly, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, they're not going to give us this deal here. I think anything is possible. Now, are we still going to be disappointed? Absolutely, because there's going to be something that we wish was gone on discount that doesn't make the list there. But I'd say your odds of finding something that you've had your eye on for a long time that you just haven't pulled the trigger on because the numbers didn't like really mesh for you to pull the trigger, I think it's going to be kind of the opposite. I think it's going to be hard to pass up on a lot of stuff on Friday. And I think, quite honestly, you know, with what we know and what they already know is that they're expecting, and we're going to probably go over those releases, I'm sure, a little bit later in this conversation, but I say anything is possible. Honestly. I mean, we all might have Captain Marvels on Saturday. By Saturday, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, it's going to be like that.
So
Whether
they're
we
Black
want it or not.
Friday. But their Black Friday deal, is it only on Friday or is it like throughout the whole week, like Amazon and all that?
No,
Like
so
Claudio
yeah,
said, it was like
Cyber
Black
Monday.
Friday extended
You'll have
last year.
a specific Friday deal, right? Then
Yep.
throughout the weekend, it'll have everything else that wasn't specific to that day that they do discount on Friday will stay
Yep.
on. Then they'll do a Cyber Monday, which is not quite as good. And
Sure.
then everything was supposed to go away, but then the BOGOs, like we talked about, the daily deals, all
Sure.
that stuff stuck around, which was a new you know, thing that we don't normally get. So
I will say this. Buy the figures that you want, obviously.
Say it, baby.
But be careful
Say it.
because all these deals are coming. And if you have any pre-orders, these pre-orders are going to be dropping this year. Most likely. So
We'll find
just be
out.
very careful if your figures are not paid off because you're going to find out real quick. So,
Another thing is, didn't they do for was it Black Friday that last year when they did like the more you buy, the more you save? Like if you buy 5 figures, you get a
Yes.
larger discount. Was that
Yep.
Black
Yeah.
Friday? That was another thing. I feel like that'd be a nice thing for them to do if like, you know, there's some figures you want to get at a pretty steep discount. You
Sneaker
can-
would be all in for that.
I don't know about that, but
I can find it on the
not when
secondary
I can
market.
not when I can get them less, baby. Thank you, DLO. That was a great impression of me, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, really quickly, I want to say hi to my friend Collector Joey. What is up, good friends? Glad to see the
Joey.
House of Collectibles in
What's up,
here.
Joey?
We got Reverse Zio. RoboCop is awesome. Thank you for being here, my friend. Also, Born Again said for next week's show, which figure you've gotten this year and would give the Turducken Award, aka John Madden. That would be fun, actually. It'd be fun
That's
too if
cool.
we all could like
Great idea.
eat some turkey, together and like share a little pilgrim meal. But
Eat a leg.
it's just you hear it in the
It's just like the grease is coming down.
You ever see that one football game where he cut it with his hand? He cut it down the middle and he's just like using his hand.
Remember that?
It's like,
Yeah.
oh God.
How sanitary is that?
Yeah. How far we've come. How far we've come.
Good, John. Thanks.
All right. Let's see here. We also have TK TX Boy 210. What's up, Pack? And 16 Fam. How's it going? Let's see. Jazzy says spend 5, get Captain Marvel original film plus Captain Marvel Endgame.
Possible. Very possible. Who knows?
Yeah, it's nuts.
It's a tax write-off.
Mike is saying, wait, what's the code for 35% off? Amazing deal? ? So,
Yeah.
Mike, it looks like you're trying to get Batman Begins, but I thought you already got that figure. What's going on with that? I think you returned it, but you're trying for it again, knowing that they have the shiny suits. What's going on? Fill us in the chat there. Because I'm curious what's going on in that noggin.
Yeah, I heard about that. You guys, mentioning that a while ago, and I was like, "Dang it! I wanted to get that." Now
I thought they fixed it, and then Sideshow said no. They just whatever they get from Hot Toys is what they get, and it's probably still the original, like the first batch that they got that still hasn't sold.
No one's buying it.
They're just trying to get rid of, like they have to.
Right.
They're at a loss.
Which is weird too, because it hadn't gone on sale for the longest time, and then they finally hit it up for for Spooktacular.
You know what's crazy? They're gonna redo that eventually again and fix it probably. Like that's what It's like might as well wait now at this point.
Yeah, they did the more you buy, the more you save thing this year during the con too.
That's right. I remember.
Ooh, X-Man says, oh, he's breaking my heart here. WB 100 Wonder Woman, Golden Turducken.
Great figure.
What a dick.
Love it.
Oh, man.
Scars left from that. I wonder if we'll see the day where some of these hit 50% off just by themselves. I mean, it's crazy. A couple of years ago, 10% was like astonishing. And now we're seeing all these like 20, 25, 30% offs. And sometimes it's just a daily deal. So who knows? I don't know if that'd be good or not for the market, but be good for the buyer. Oh, Mike says he sent 2 back. Now this gets even more interesting.
Ouch.
Do explain why you had 2 that had to go back. Oh, I think he's just going to keep ordering until he gets them mad.
Good luck with that, Mike. They got plenty.
Just go on eBay at that point.
Sideshow probably just put up with it too and just say, okay.
Just go on BSTs or eBay. You could probably find one for under $200.
Easily.
It's not the same. To buy 10.
Look that bad in person. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it does, I guess, but whatever. All right. So before we move on to some of these figures that are coming out, just going to kind of talk about what's coming up the end of the year here. Is there anything that you guys have recently acquired that you want to kind of, we don't have to do show and tell, but maybe just tell. Flavio, is there anything recently that you've picked up that you're just super stoked for, or anything that you got coming in that you're just excited for?
Well, my latest acquisition was my Green Goblin, so that I definitely have to bring that up because that's my favorite like character, like even in Spider-Man, like he's my favorite villain. I just love Green Goblin, William Dafoe. He's dope. So that figure is definitely dope. And then, yeah, I would say that. And, well, we were talking about that Mark III 2.0. I got that a while ago. So I'm really.
You have that in hand, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I I definitely was considering getting that until my recent acquisition, but that thing looks amazing and classic Iron Man.
Yeah, I will say the base is dope too, but it's kind of like a bummer, like just because of the way that the usability of the base. It doesn't really
like how the figure itself can actually stand on the base.
Yeah, there's not enough space there up front. I mean,
yeah, they did that with
I don't understand why they would do it though.
They kind of did that with Thanos too, the battle damage Thanos, where they put the pole right in front, and you have to have it one way, and that's about it. So
yeah,
there's
or
a
you
few
could
of
like
those that they've done
flip
that
it.
with.
I remember seeing people would like flip it, that
Sure.
Thanos base, and get like more space out of it or whatnot.
Sure. Well, very good. Yeah, those are definitely some good heavy hitters there. How about you, Sneaker? You've
I've been busy.
you're definitely not a man of your word, but at the
I've been
same
doing
time
some
you
stuff.
are, because you say you're going to get something and then you do. But
Yeah, I've been busy. So like I sold a few figures. Actually, I sold a few Star Wars figures, which I didn't think I was gonna do, at least this year. Like I wasn't planning on it, but yeah, sold my KX Enforcer droids, sold my arena suit Boba Fett, Rey Skywalker just sold. I just dropped her off at UPS today, and then I had another KX droid that I sold, and then I got I got Avengers Hulk, Infinity War Thor. Both are really dope. Love those. I got Moon Knight as well. Moon Knight is really awesome. I wasn't actually planning on getting Moon Knight.
I
wasn't really planning on getting Moon Knight this early. Like it was on my list, but like the price I couldn't pass up. So I ended up getting. You can't pass it up at that price. It's not going to be that low. That's one that's not going to be that low over the course of the next year. It's just not.
I'm not making fun of you because I do the same thing, but it's
Yep.
just so funny how
Yep.
in September is like, I'm done, guys. No more
I'm
figures.
done buying
until-
figures. But I sold a lot of stuff, so I feel like I can rationalize
I
it in
know.
that way.
It's
You know
just-
what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to buy anything. Like I don't want to have to spend money. I did sell some stuff, so I broke my own rule because I sold some stuff. And then I have a couple other things coming in, but I won't talk too much.
How many reviews are we getting?
Maybe one.
Maybe. Which one would it be?
Yeah, I got that D100's coming in. So yeah,
I have
D100's coming in. That's probably one that I'll do. And then I have a clean 85 coming in, Mark 85 again, that I got for just a really good deal. So my first Iron Man figure is actually coming in. So I'm excited about that because I've never had an Iron Man. Went a different route than I had planned. Like my plan was to get the Mark III. But kind of decided based on doing like Endgame and Infinity War that I wanted to go with a clean 85 because I just really like the clean look. And I know a lot of people have the battle damage. Everyone's like, oh, get the battle damage. But I just wanted a clean Iron Man. So yeah, I'm excited. That should be here either tomorrow or Friday. So looking forward to that. So yeah, I've been busy.
Which Iron Man are you gonna open up first?
Well, seeing as D100's not going to be here probably potentially after, like it's either going to be like it's right on the cusp of being delivered before or after Thanksgiving because it's coming from overseas. So if it's going to take, I don't know, we'll see where the tracking is at by the time I get my 85. I'll honestly probably just open up the 85 because it's going to be here. I don't want to just sit on that. I'd like to get that opened and displayed because I might be waiting another week or like week plus for the D100 to get here. So I'll probably just open up the 85.
It might even just make you feel that much more different about the D100 when you open it up, just because you'll be comparing it to the 85, and the 85 is definitely no slouch. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that all works out for you. But yeah, very good pickups nonetheless. Brick, you kind of mentioned yours, but tell the people maybe they weren't here or maybe they weren't listening. What figures did you get in recently? We've been busy here.
Yeah, I mean, been extremely busy. I mean, I had Electro and Green Goblin come in the same day, same box. Shout out to Hawk. And then recently, a couple days ago, actually maybe it was yesterday, I got Kate Bishop come in. I unboxed her today, and dude, her material is awesome. Like she's extremely posable. You don't have to worry about anything. Reminds me a lot of different material than Yelena, but like you don't have to worry about anything like when she's reaching back for an arrow or whatever. Yeah, and then I just pre-ordered RoboCop 3 yesterday, so that from what I'm hearing might ship out next week, so we'll see.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Are you gonna display him with the rocket pack on, or are you gonna go classic?
You know what?
RoboCop.
I might do the rocket pack at first.
Yeah,
I might.
change it up.
Just get it out the way.
Yeah. And then just get rid of it. go classic.
Part it out, you know.
Yep. There you go.
How about you, D-Lo? What did you get recently? I think I see something right over
Despite
there.
the craziness that you guys have been doing here, I've been hella focused.
You
I'm
have. You've been just sitting back. You listen to all these stories, and you're just like,
No, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've picked up, ladies and gentlemen, but
the Godfather.
These boys are they're running amok with their wallets. I pray for their kids on Christmas, but
I do too.
I mean,
Daddy, you got me a hot toy. Yeah,
a brown shipper. You should have.
You can make a fort out of these shippers.
Yeah, I don't need that. But no, for myself, it's just I'm super focused. I've been on a tear specifically on Spider-Man, so I got that Doc Ock, pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie, like that one a lot. Head sculpt, it's what you think it is. It is what it is there, but I dig it. I got Moon Knight, and I didn't get my thank you from Sneaker for convincing it to buy it sooner because it's all me, quite frankly. I wouldn't stop taking pictures and sending it to him there. So
that
but
did convince me. That did convince me. Like when I've seen so many photos of it. Like already, I'd seen so many photos.
But dude, the photos I was sending was pretty badass.
They were really good, man.
I need that. I was trying to influence you guys.
I appreciated your opinion on the figure.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Anytime. Anytime.
Then I got it for a really good deal. So the double whammy on my part.
And then he just pulled a sneaker move after that.
There
They're
we
like,
go.
oh. But yeah. So yeah, I got Moon Knight as well too. Awesome figure. Definitely love that one there. I recently got today my Garfield finally there.
Yeah.
So super exciting. Fun fact, that's my first non-Tom Holland Spider-Man. So
Crazy.
Pretty sweet, man. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I kind of like this one more than my Tom Holland one. I just feel like that's like quintessential Spider-Man. Just me. Everybody collect what you like. Don't get me wrong. But I got that right now. So now this is the part where your friends influence you here. So they're buying tons of shit. And like, you know, ladies and gentlemen, D-Lo's no bitch. Okay. So I gotta step it up over here too. So, but I'm gonna stay focused. I think I'm gonna reach out. Oh, speaking of the devil, my man Hawk is in there. I'm thinking about reaching out to you, pal. I got a couple more Spider-Man figures that are on my mind. So, you know, you could tempt me after the show. I think I might be interested. We'll see.
Well, he's he's very good at tempting because he was here last week and going over to like what I've picked up in the last little bit here. I don't know, was it you Sneakers like, Hawk's in the chat or maybe it was Brick, I don't know. I need to hook him up with a Fennec, and I'm like, well, Fennec's not on my radar, like not high on my radar right now. I want her, but
yeah, I think that was me. I was like, yeah, Fennec, get this
and then Hawk, being the great salesman that he is, reaches out to me the next day, and before you know it, I got a Fennec coming to me. So, we got that deal done. Then the day that I get Fennec, he reaches out to me and he's like, hey, I got this D100. I saw your video. It's the #1 on your grill list. I was like, son of a bitch, this is bad timing. But I knew I couldn't pass it up.
Right.
When are you going to get another opportunity at that D100? So we made it happen. Appreciate Hawk for just being a great friend and just being a great seller too. 100% positive feedback. Ships usually same day. No issues with the figures. Well documented stuff. So yeah, I got the D100 in the house. It is as beautiful as it looks in the pictures. Review coming up. Probably tomorrow night, so guys, keep an eye out for that. But those are the two that I got recently, and I thought I was in a good spot too because I'm like, okay, I'm not buying anything. I got the Batman and the Bat Cycle. I'm just waiting for it. We're good, and then boom, just like that, I'm back sitting on my butt. But yeah, it's totally worth it, and that's we all influence each other. We all try to hold each other accountable, but at the same time, we all influence.
Did you just say it's toy worth it?
Well, we kind of have like a thing going on now, don't we? Like, let's air some dirty laundry real quick here from the chat room. Like, we've got a new kind of thing going on where it's just like we tell each other what we're gonna get, but some of us don't want to tell everything they get until like it happens. Oh, like, oh yeah, just I got a D100 today. We didn't talk about that. Why did you do that? That's not the game plan. But whatever there. But it's all good. So now, being the vet of the group here, now I had to spend more money, and that's how you guys influence me here. So Hawk, yeah, when you get a chance, do hit me up. I might be in the market for some Spider-Man stuff. So I'm not proud of myself, but whatever.
It's funny because I feel like we all it was like a lull. Like there was nothing. We were not buying anything, and then
we were good, man.
All of us at the same time, just like
that
started
no figures.
We
were like on our no nut November thing, but for figures, and we busted right away.
Yeah, literally all
once,
of us at the same time.
One went, everybody did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Flavio, are you kind of like that where like you kind of splurge and then you're like, okay, I got to be good, and then you go like a month, but then going through that month, you're just like, oh my god, now you buy one, and then it just like opens the floodgates, and then you just
every
go
time
crazy again. So
every
that's
time
kind of what happens.
Splurges every time.
It's like you're like, oh, I gotta get this, and then you're like, I'm grabbing this one, and then something happens too when they release something, and you're like, oh man, well, might as well pick that up too. So it is a drag, but it's fun, right?
It all seems to like happen at the same time too, and it doesn't help either that we're so like into the community, and we always like, I know sneakers probably the worst one here, but like we're constantly looking at eBay and like new listings ending soonest, and all that stuff, and then you're like, well, but damn, that's a good deal, and I'm looking for that. And then all the figures that we have at Freak Toys, the local comic book store up by us, I go there because I work up in the town that it's in, and they have Krennic, Tark Invader 2-pack, Snow Trooper, just looking at me like in person too, and I'm just like,
yeah,
I'm so glad I don't have a comic shop near me. Good Lord.
Yeah. So it's just crazy how that all kind of happens, but
well, and that's the thing too, when we do these what do we call that, reaction videos and all that on these figures, and we say we're going to get them, like eventually I'm going to get that bad boy, I'm going to get RoboCop 3 when I get a chance, and yeah, it's tough, and then when you get one, then you get thirsty for more,
Brick, I did not expect you to say you got RoboCop.
I did not either. That's like totally out of like
he goes,
I remember I said I was like, yeah, Underground Figures got another batch of RoboCop in for pre-order. The next thing you know, Brick's just buying a RoboCop.
That's how much of a surprise that was to me. Never do you bring that up.
I've been wanting the RoboCop in the chair.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out, and then so yeah, finally able to get it.
Flavio, is that a figure that you've been eyeing up, the either the RoboCop 3 or the old RoboCop? Is that something that you grew up with, or not really the big RoboCop fan?
Well, I do have the RoboCop 3, by the way, but
damn.
Yeah,
humble brag, respect, respect.
I didn't grow up with it, obviously, because I was super young, but I have older siblings that like good stuff, and I was taught well, so yeah. I definitely watched it as I got older, and how could you not? He's so cool. He's badass.
I just can't believe my parents let me watch that like 4 years old. Like,
yeah,
it's not a kid's movie.
When I was 6, I watched that movie.
Yeah,
for me, like the beginning is like just the craziest part. Like, I was just
when
like,
he gets shot up, yeah, it's pretty...
I was like, dude, when are they gonna stop? Like,
well, like the F-bomb, and literally
he's already dead.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Great.
Parenting those days were wild, man. They just let us watch whatever.
And I think it was Grand Theft Auto that messed us up.
I remember playing GTA when I was like 10 years old.
Oh, dude, and isn't it like in part 2? Like it always makes me laugh. Like when the one, I forget his name, the one
Kane.
The one black dude, he runs in there and like starts arguing with he's like the head of OCP.
Oh, the police chief.
Yeah, and they like gotta escort him because he just can't, like, he just keeps trying to get another word out, and the guy's like, come on.
Yeah, man. That's
they're good movies.
2 is actually still pretty good. I like 2 a lot. It won't happen, but I wish Hot Toys would make a Kane. They made what's the The one from the first movie, I can't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
Ed 209. They made
Ed
Ed
209,
209. So
I'd
Kane
like
would be
them to-
pretty cool.
Do you think
I
they
would get. I
ever
would have
redo it?
had Ed 209 by now if the dome wasn't such a problem. But it is what it is.
Do you think they would redo 209?
I don't know. I would love it if they did fix the issue.
Me too.
Yeah, because that would be a great piece, especially like your shelves or the Modu cases too. Like that would
Right,
fit
yeah.
very nicely. So
Did they ever do the new black version from like what
no,
2011?
did 3-0 do that one?
3-0 did that one. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, all right. Yeah, Hammer of God says the fig purchasing comes in waves, gents. Crazy. You go into hibernation and then it hits you out of nowhere. And yeah, you
Yeah.
just gotta eat. You just
Nailed
gotta
it.
eat when you come out of there. So
That's
Yep.
the truth.
Facts, dude.
X-Man says, I just ordered the 89 cowl from Sideshow after seeing BSC's review and finding out that it's not polystone like it was initially said to be. Interesting.
Ooh.
Dang.
Gambit
Wow.
says RoboCop 3 is so cheesy. Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
not a favorite of mine. I honestly haven't seen it for years. I do own the first two, and that's pretty much
Yeah.
what I stick to. But the reason I love the Hot Toys figure so much is because they kept the same mold, so it's easily a RoboCop 2 stand-in. And I really just love the extra blue tint. So
See, I like the Rocket Pack because when I was younger,
nice add-on.
I went and saw the movie in theater, and I remember I kind of fell asleep in the middle, woke up during like the Rocket Pack scene, and I saw it with my dad. I got a toy after that, and it had the Rocket Pack in there and everything, and I always played with that toy. So now that this version came out, I'm like, I gotta get this with the Rocket Pack. So I'm cool with it. But real quick, I do think that we need to start having cheat days, kind of like when you're trying to like work out and lose some weight and everything. Every now and then you get your cheat day, because if you don't have that cheat day, all of a sudden you're going to splurge in a month and spend more money than you would have. So yeah, we got to start working on cheat days.
Yeah,
Something.
It's true.
it's true.
That sounds dangerous too, but I like where you're
I just have splurge days.
trying.
I'm just in the splurge category, nonstop.
I felt
Yeah.
that.
What did I say? I told Sneaker like, I was like, oh man, I really want that Wonder Woman 100 still. And what did I say? I'm like,
You said
why am I this way or something?
Yeah.
Or what? Why do I keep doing this to myself? And you're like, it's what we are. You know?
Yeah.
Or who we are.
Exactly.
You know, like,
Exactly.
well, that's true. So. Yeah, so X-Men says, I love that there's a poll about how many figures people plan to buy when y'all know damn well plans don't mean shite. Yeah, so I put a poll up. I want to see how many figures you guys are planning to buy by the end of this year. 0 to 1, 2 to 4, or more than that.
More.
Boy, they need to go back and update Terminator, Predator, and Alien. Yes. Will it happen, DLO?
Meh. I don't know. I hope so, though.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Do you think they'll do Planet of the Apes? Like 1 to 10. Give me a classic
No.
or
Like, what do you mean? I was gonna say, like, what are you talking? We're talking
either or. Just I need some Planet of the Apes.
I feel like they would have done it by now.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to capitalize on the new one? Because that looks B.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
It's like I feel like why did they do it any other time? I guess would be my
True.
question. Like they could have capitalized on it at any point for any of the
That's
movies,
true.
right? That's why I feel like probably no. But then again, I don't know because they're coming
Did
out
they
with
get the
these
license
random.
again, or
Yeah, they're coming out with these random like new
sure they got Prey?
IPs.
I
Yeah.
can see like a
Yeah.
company like a 3-0 doing it before Hot Toys does it.
Yeah.
If I'm
Yeah.
being honest there, because that's a lot of work, the body and all that. Then
Yeah,
is it
the
going to be
sculpt, yeah,
rooted
good
and
point.
all that stuff? Is it sculpted, or do you sculpt the whole body? I mean, there's so many like
Right.
pieces to that question there. That's just I don't know if Hot Toys would even want to touch that.
Is
But
Andy
somebody
Serkis,
should though.
Is Andy Serkis a part of these movies?
The last trilogy.
Oh, I don't know because
Yeah.
No, I know. Yeah, I know the last trilogy, but like the new one, is he part of that? Is he still playing an ape or?
I don't know.
Not
That's a
sure.
good question. I don't see why he couldn't. It's not like he
Really
can't.
quickly, I want to say hi to Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare. Thank you for joining the show. Appreciate you being here. He says, "What's up, everyone? What is up to you, everybody? Let's give him a too sweet.
Boop.
Thank you for being here."
I was premature on mine. Here you go.
Hawk keeps torturing me with this Wonder Woman 100. I'll give you a Terminator 1 battle damage for it and $100. Let me know. Next. Gambit says it's cheat meal. Cheat days are dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
I personally would like a T1000 figure since I wasn't collecting when it came out. That's the problem. I mean, a lot of those figures came out so long ago that a lot of the people that came with COVID or whatever the case may be, you have to go backwards. So it's tough because even that T1000 I still don't have, and it's tough to get your hands on. DLO, you like that Sarah Connor? I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan of that one, but I think that one's definitely dated. It's dated.
Which one?
But it's still Sarah Connor.
There's two.
Not the one the tactical vest one, right?
Well, they're both tactical vests. So you got one that's T1000 disguise.
Rooted hair.
Rooted hair. Okay, so that's T1000 disguise one. So I mean, that's a good one there. It's got cool effects there. It's got the bullet holes, like you can magnetize them to her body because that's technically the T1000. Comes with an exclusive head sculpt for the T1000. With that as one as well too.
That's right.
Which I totally put on my T1000. Not to brag, but I do have one. I actually have two. I bought a second body loose, so I was able to display it in the biker outfit and his normal police officer outfit there. So yeah,
what I love most about those Terminator figures is that they just the detail they have with the the robotics peeking through and the skin peeling off.
Right.
It's just so cool. You don't see figures like that a lot. So I would love if they they did 2.0s of those. Well, cool, man. Hey guys in the chat, keep it up. Let's just check this poll out here before we move on. I'm gonna close it. So we had, let's see here, 27 votes. We had 55% said 2 to 4. I mean, that's a good amount to end of the year. 0 to 1 said 33%, and 11% said more than that possibly. So, very nice.
They're getting ready for the Black Friday deals.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, if they have those deals where the more you buy, the more you save. Who knows? You could buy 4 right there. So, who knows? All right. So speaking of figures, I want to bring up the figures that are entering their window of release. Now, I know Collector Joey, this is kind of built off of his idea, so I want to give him props that he used this a few days ago, and I'm just kind of stealing it a little bit from him and tweaking it to my liking here. So thank you for the idea, Joey. I'm giving you props there. Just so there's not any confusion, these aren't figures that are coming out in November. I made it pretty clear these are just going in the release window. Put right down here, November to December release, and these are just projected. Obviously, this might not happen. So, guys, the first row, these are the ones like I kind of did like first to last. So November to December is what they're projected. Catwoman is November to January, and then these here are November to March. So there's a little bit more of a window, but then we're not technically in the window yet for Green Goblin, Hobo, or Buzz Lightyear, but it is December to January, so it's still going to be really, really soon. I want you guys to take a look at this. You guys in the chat too, just take a look. See what you have pre-ordered or what is on your list, and how scared are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'm scared.
So, I'll just start really quick. The Batman, the Bat Cycle are definitely coming home. The Darth Vader and the Catwoman are definitely coming home. Outside of that, I think I'm safe. I completely forgot about Black Adam and even Valkyrie, and they're coming up really quick. So, Sneaker, which ones are you for sure picking up? Which ones do you hope are pushed off? Are you a little bit nervous, like with all of these figures? Kind of, again, March is a long ways away, so some of these could be pushed that far out. But we're getting into that warm window of, hey, they could drop. And the other thing too is, every once in a while, Hot Toys does surprise us, and they'll give us something new a little bit early, like for Christmas, like maybe Mantis, being that that's kind of a Christmas figure. She's January to June, I think, or January to March. So, you know, there just could be a surprise too. But what are your thoughts when you see the list? What's going through your head?
Yeah, would you say 0 to 10? How scared am I of like what's all like of the drops? I would say like maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10. So what I have, I'll go through like what I have on this chart. So Cobb Vanth, which I think is coming 100% before the end of the year. Cobb Vanth is probably imminent. I would say probably this month. I feel like it's an easier figure for them to release. Batman and Bat Cycle, I don't know that like both of those are coming home. Pre-order both of those. I pre-ordered like the all in with the Bat Signal, and the Bat Cycle as well. Really high on that movie. So I mean, they've continuously delayed this figure. Is it going to get another delay? Honestly, I hope not. I hope like this one. I want this one to come out this year, to be honest. Darth Vader and Obi-Wan are 2 other ones that I have. That's it. So I have Batman, Bat Cycle, Cobb Vanth, and then Vader and Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's probably going to get pushed. I don't see him coming out this year. Vader's an interesting one because I feel like we've been talking about Vader for like at least the past month of like, his release is imminent. He's going to be coming out. I could also see Vader potentially getting pushed just for the sake of the head sculpt on this figure, because it's such a unique look, like with the battle damage, with the helmet being damaged. I feel like this is one that is definitely different from any of the other Vaders they've done. So, and also I want this one to be as best as they can get it, because this is probably on this list. That Kenobi Vader is probably the one that's my most anticipated of all the ones that I have. So yeah, I would say like a 6 to 7, but I'm really excited. I'm really excited for all the stuff that's coming out. Like there's a lot of good stuff on this list. Some other things I'm interested in too, real quick, is like that Dead Strange is something I have my eye on for sure. I think that figure is awesome. We'll see kind of what happens with that. Catwoman maybe down the road. Reva maybe down the road as well. Not ones that I'm going to pre-order, because I think like Reva especially is probably going to be able to get her at some point. I know she's been waitlisted, but I don't see difficulty picking her up. So I have my eye on a couple other ones, but as far as pre-orders go, yeah, the one that I think is going to get pushed is Kenobi. That's the one I think will be more later in the window. But these other ones, yeah, I feel like have a good chance coming out. With the question of Vader, are they going to release him before the holidays? Would be the smart move, because he's Vader. And Anakin, like an Anakin Vader. And then, or are they going to push him because they want to really get the battle damage and the sculpt right and stuff? I guess we'll see on that one. But yeah, that's where I'm at on the list.
You know, I had Jane Foster in my list, X-Man, and I completely forgot to get her on here too. So, yeah, she's on the list too. So yeah, I apologize. I forgot her, and I even looked all these up too, and I spent all the time. But yeah, so keep that in mind too if you're like a Marvel fan or a Thor fan. Hammer of God, I have 8 of these on the board. I'm in trouble. Batman and Bat Cycle, probably Catwoman. Got ourselves a Doc Bat DC fan, of course. Batman and the Bat Signal are the only ones that I have on pre-order this list. I think the only ones I have actually legit pre-ordered are the Batman and the Bat Cycle, but yeah, we'll see. Definitely wanting that Vader right away. Jazzy's excited for Toby. Fat Batman is safe. He doesn't have any of these pre-ordered. This is interesting. I want to get into this, but I want to talk about this list first, because I know D-Lo's kind of in the same boat with me. Like, we have some fears about this Guardians line. But Doc Bat, can you clarify this? You said got the delay email for Bat Cycle. Now, was that like a month or 2 ago? Because I got that one. But is there another delay? Because I thought this thing was November to December as of today. So let me know if you just got an email today. Hawk says the problem is few to none of these will be dropped in the States before the holidays. Still waiting on Peacemaker Mark III and a GI to be shipped to sellers. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, this is Sideshow's windows, but obviously it's November. So let's just say the Batman and the Bat Cycle come out from, are released from Hong Kong. There's a good bet we're not seeing that until January, at the earliest. So
yeah, it's a really good point. So even if these come out, we might Might not be under the tree this year, everybody. Sorry.
Which is why, like for the Batman, I can't wait on that. So I have it pre-ordered through Sideshow, but because that thing has been delayed, I can cancel that and get all my money, including my NRD, back, and I can go elsewhere if I need to get that a little bit sooner. So,
which you will. Let's be honest.
It's likely. Yeah,
that's what you did with Peacemaker, right? You end up doing.
Yeah. Honestly, it's more of a fallback at times. Like if I can wait, I'll wait, but sometimes I just can't. You know, you guys know how that goes. So
yeah.
Brick. What are you thinking about this list? Anything?
Yeah, I mean,
you got pre-ordered here?
I had more pre-ordered. Right now I have Tobey Maguire, Buzz Lightyear. I want Thor. I do not have a Thor, and that's the one I'm eyeing up, mainly because of the head sculpt.
Looks badass.
Yeah. You know, and I do like that Vader. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that, though. I feel like in my collection, I only need one. So unless I sold the one I had, the Rogue One, then I'd go after it.
Anybody do like Rogue One Vader out there.
You got to sell that Rogue One Vader and get Kenobi Vader.
Yeah, I do like the Batman, but it's just not my Batman, and I don't have a Batman yet. And I have the 89 pre-ordered. So once I get the 89 here at the house next year, then maybe I'll start going around getting other Batman figures. So what I do have pre-ordered, Toby and Buzz. I had Scarlet Witch pre-ordered, but then I ended up getting the Artisan, and I have WandaVision. So it's like I don't need 3 Scarlet Witches, so I did cancel her. But every figure that I have pre-ordered on here and the next few months, including the 2.0 Peter Parker Spider-Man, are paid off, except for Buzz. So I'm not too worried. I guess I would be like if Buzz releases this year, because I just got Robo 3, I would say like a 4 out of 10 worry.
Okay.
Not bad.
Sounds good. DLO, do you know if that Kenobi Vader is still up for pre-order? One of the versions is, right? One of them's waitlisted, but I thought there's one still available. Are they all waitlisted?
It's silly. They have like 4 different SKUs for this year. So if I'm not mistaken, the last time I checked, and I haven't checked in a while on this one, but the last time I checked, I believe 3 out of the 4 SKUs are now waitlisted there. And I think there's one more that comes with like a hologram that is still available, something like that. Yeah, special edition. Thank you. So, yeah, I mean, it's available. On a panic meter there, I'd be a 4 on this tier if I'm being honest. There's so many SKUs. There's so many things going on. Like, I don't foresee this being like a challenge to get. So, but yeah, you're right. I think there's one the last time I checked.
On Sideshow. You can get elsewhere.
On Sideshow. Of course, everywhere. Everybody else knows you can get it somewhere else, for sure. But the Sideshow wait list, we got one left. It's scary, guys. It's getting real scary out there.
Yeah, there's like is Batman waitlisted too on Sideshow?
Yeah,
all
it is.
So like, yeah,
but people are constantly doing conversions on that though.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Like there's like, it's crazy because Underground Figures, like I said, has Batman. All the Batmans are available. Bat Cycle's still available for pre-order. All the Vader, both Vaders are available for pre-order. So it's crazy. Sideshow's been waitlisted, but there's places you can still get all this stuff.
I was worried about the Bat Cycle though, because it took me months for that to convert.
And mine just converted.
I got one just like last week.
Yeah,
like a waitlist, and
mine converted around the same time as you, Flavio.
Yeah. And you bought it, right, Flavio?
No, I passed on it because I was like, it's probably gonna hit me again. And it's on Underground, like you said. Like, so it's like, I don't know. It's just for me, I do like that bike, but I have the DX19, and it's like I still want to get that Bat Pod first, and something tells me that like that waitlist is gonna roll around again at any moment. What I mean? So
1000% it's going to. Like, here's the thing. Like, pro tip in here, real quick. Here, you go with Batman. Multiple SKUs. You're going to be able to find one on from Sideshow, let alone everybody else. But you're going to be able to find one.
All right.
Wanda also has 2 SKUs as well too, in the same boat. Maybe not as high of a number as the Batman, but it'll be doable. Especially now with the endgame version of her Artisan / the rooted / the sculpted 2 SKUs of that.
Be the one.
That's going to be fine. Vader, I just finished saying Vader. Vader's got 4 SKUs, guys. And one last time I check is still available. That can change any given moment there. Let's see here. This one here, Neighborhood Spider-Man. This one has 2 SKUs as well too. One without the base, one with the deluxe base there, so that'll be fine.
Go deluxe or go home.
Black Adam. Black Adam has 2 different ones as well too. Actually, I believe he has 4 SKUs as well too. 2 with the gold suit and 2 with the all black suit there. So that's safe there. So I mean, yeah. So just by kind of subtracting a couple of those there here, like honestly, the ones that I would legitimately be concerned about would probably be the ones that are more rare on this list, which isn't a lot. But I would say
that's Strange.
Right. I would say Strange would be one, but I mean, it's
even then
tricky because that one has.
I think that's gonna be like Venomized Iron Man.
It's yeah, not necessarily that, but it's like you got to be a
movie. That
major fan of the character, the movie, this particular version of him. There, if you don't already have one, right? Plus, there's like multiple Doctor Stranges already on the market, still sitting on Sideshow, that can potentially come back and wait. Listen, one that's very much getting discounted right now, so maybe. But if I put my finger on one that I think would probably be the rarest. Oh, and also I forgot Wolverine. Wolverine's got 2 SKUs as well too. But believe it or not, I would probably say Buzz Lightyear. Buzz Lightyear would probably be the rarest one.
He's got 2 SKUs.
But it has 2 SKUs, but this particular figure, I know they didn't make too many of this one here.
Yeah,
not as much as everything
being like
else.
A niche figure, not doing a lot of them too.
Super niche there.
It's so cool. I kind of
super niche.
I had him pre-ordered and canceled.
You're supposed to get it.
I had him pre-ordered and canceled.
Pre-ordered the same day
because there's so much. There's too much stuff coming in. I had to prioritize.
No.
Too much stuff.
You have to.
You canceled this figure before you bought 10 this month, okay?
But still, like
I had to sell stuff.
He did that though. He did that with the gut feeling of knowing that it was gonna come back around. Like I feel like you always do that. Like, is it just me? Like when you make when you make that decision, you're like, I'll see you again. I'll see you.
Yeah, and if I miss out on it, it's not the end of the it's not.
Yeah, I'll just review it by myself.
I do want him, but it's also he's steep compared to some of these other ones. Like he's one of the pricier ones on this list. He's like the deluxe is like $350 or something. It's close to $350 for the deluxe. Money, dude. Like he's Iron Man Disney money. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Is it die cast?
No, I don't think so.
I feel like they're gonna sneak it in.
If they did diecast, that would be actually really cool with Buzz, but
that would have been sick.
And you have to get the deluxe because he has the wings. Like he comes with socks. Yep. I think socks and the wings for a deluxe. So like you can't get Buzz Lightyear without the wings. You know what I mean?
Was so pivotal in the movie, anyways.
Like you got to get the wings on Buzz. You know what I mean?
Flavio, you're getting that Buzz?
No, I mean I wanted it when it first announced, and I was gonna pick it up, but I just never got around to it, and it went, and it's kind of past me at this point. I would like to pick it up.
So we gotta stop talking about it because
Brick's on the fence. Are you gonna...
No, honestly, I love Toy Story.
Yeah.
Hashtag not my Buzz, but I love Toy Story, and this is the only Buzz available. I am gonna keep him. I do want him, but part of me is like, why the hell am I getting a Buzz?
Because what would I pair it with? Like, where would I?
It's true. Like, again, it's your collection, so you're the one looking at it. So if that's something you love, it'll work. But yeah, at the same time, you're like,
gonna have Carnage holding his head or something.
Dude, I'll put him on my nightstand. I don't care.
There you go.
Like, nah. Cool. You imagine just like.
Do you think if they actually made Hot Toys from Toy Story, like from the original, like that would be kind of a hot selling figure or a set?
Woody and Buzz for sure.
I feel like it'd be. So. I feel like it's not realistic.
It still doesn't
enough
really
to make it like fit as a Hot Toys figure. That'd be my issue with it. Like how do you like go with the animated, translate it from animated, and still keep like that look of the character into real? It just doesn't seem like it would be right. Yeah, like it just doesn't seem like they would be able to do it right. It just doesn't fit Hot Toys
because this is a toy for a toy. Made as a toy.
Exactly.
So it's so hard to justify spending $350 on a Buzz. And let's be honest, we've all gone to a Target and seen one that looks practically as good for probably a fraction of the price there.
Yeah.
Maybe not as good, but like I don't think we're gonna complain about that. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
We're talking about Spider-Man or Vader. Yeah, I'll pick up a Hot Toy over a Marvel's Legend or Black Series or whatever the next echelon up of that figure is there. But Toy Story is a hard sell for a Hot Toy. if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
That's why
that's
I picked
fair.
that one out there, because I just feel like zeroing in like on the likelihood of this one being mass produced, even though it's off of a very popular IP, don't get me wrong, but just don't see it being the hot ticket with collectors. And I just feel like they made what they needed to make for their quota, and that's it. So,
And a lot of people didn't like the movie.
I will
A lot of
I'm
people
on
didn't
the
like
right.
the movie.
Maybe it's a future Grail.
Maybe
One that gets
it's 345,
overlooked.
not 350, so that makes me
Yeah,
feel better.
that's another thing. I do like how they connected the movie to like the Toy Story universe, though. Like
That
that's
was cool.
he's based off. This movie is like what the toy is based off of,
Right.
an actual Toy Story.
Yeah.
Like I thought.
You know what
that
made
was
me a
really
little
cool.
upset about that, though? I don't want to talk too much about Toy Story, but
Don't get me started.
kind of
Toy
already
Story's
are.
great, man.
You know, like, so the problem with that was when the movie first came out, I thought it was going to be like a real life Buzz Lightyear, that not real life, but like real life to the Toy Story world, that went up to space and did all this stuff, and then
I kind of
came
thought
back,
that too.
and you know, and then came back, and he was like this hero.
He was out
But
there.
no,
already.
it's just a movie that was in the world that they all watched, and it was cool. They
Right.
made a toy off of it. So I don't know. It could have been cooler if it was like a real life person. But
Cool concept. Probably didn't have to make it. That's my opinion on that.
Not the
Sure.
greatest execution, maybe.
And it should have been Tim Allen. That's it. That's my last.
Yeah,
piece.
but you hear him in you hear him in Toy Story 4, and his voice is really getting old and grovelly, and sounds just like an old man talking.
I actually
Yeah,
like.
this-
I
this
actually
is-
like Lightyear. I actually like Lightyear. My son loves that movie. I've seen that movie like 30 times probably at this point. So like
It's my
there's that
son's
kind
first
of-
movie in the theater, and that's why.
Exactly.
it's a-
My son too is like the first one that we actually like watched. One of the movies was Lightyear. So that's probably the main thing pulling me towards getting it, is like that connection to the figure.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, but it's
So-
not die cast.
That would be cool if it was. Yes.
That would
Drive that price up a lot. But which one of these figures do you think is the most underrated? Like maybe not talked about enough, or maybe just it's getting slept on, that it's gonna be just an amazing figure. Is there anything that sticks out? You guys can jump in wherever. We're just gonna have a conversation here. So whoever
got
jumps
two.
in first, just go with it. Go ahead.
I think Thor and Morbius, the two most underrated figures on the list.
And before you get further into that, the reason I'm asking is, if you look at this list, there's a lot of variety. Actually, you know, you got some DC, you got some Star Wars, you got some Marvel, but then you got like, it's still kind of the main IPs, but like Morbius is just different. Dead Strange is just different. Even Scarlet Witch it's more of just that horror feeling. Catwoman's from a decade ago, but still DC. You know, same thing with Spider-Man, just older stuff. Toy Story, kind of out of left field with Black Adam. So just a lot of cool stuff there. So that's kind of the reason I ask, is there's so much different figures that, you know, which one do you guys think is the underrated, the most going to
No
be the
one
most
ever
underrated?
talks about Valkyrie. I'm gonna just come out and say it. Like, I'm looking at the list here.
Sure.
You never hear a single one, and it's a darn shame, because that head sculpt is amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, it is probably on this list one of the top 3 head sculpts on this list of new releases here. And the thing is like, it's based off a movie that, you know, a Thor movie that no one liked. But my argument to that is we never got her in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Great movie when she made her first one. They had a demo version of her out there. They never released it. They didn't do it for Endgame at all too. So like, this is our first chance to get Valkyrie. So I'm like, yeah, this is a great list. There's a lot in here that I definitely want to bring home, but part of me is just like, I'd love to finally get a Valkyrie in my Marvel collection here, so I can kind of complete my Endgame-esque display that I got built over here. So I'm going to throw that name in the hat first. Valkyrie for me, for sure.
I was a little disappointed with the prototype pictures with her. I thought, I don't know if the neck looks too long or the expression on the face. I don't know. Am I in a boat here by myself? Anybody think the same thing? Are you guys loving it just like D'Lo? Flavio, what are you thinking?
I liked all the, you know, promo photos that we've seen of her so far. I didn't really notice, you know, much about the body in conjunction with the head sculpt, but I do remember, you know, seeing JC's test paint, and that was, you know, it was fire. It was dope. I like it. I like the fact that she also has the what's this guy's name's face on the back of her head.
The tattoo.
No, he's the Rock dude. I forget his name.
Oh yeah.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Dwayne Johnson.
The Rock. But
Right.
I think you can. I think you can
Forgot
plug
about that.
Korg's
Korg, yeah.
face on the back of her head sculpt, which I think that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Underrated sneaker. Which one? Which one's the most underrated or going to be underrated?
Yeah, I'm gonna say for me it's two. It's Cobb Vanth and also Riva. I feel like a lot of people
because they're
are
Star Wars.
Well, I feel like a lot of people are gonna. Yeah, exactly. Cobb Vanth is going to be a good figure. I think. Like,
Yeah, he
Timothy
is.
Oliphant is a great actor. Like,
He's in The Office.
Yeah, he
Great
was in The Office.
pronunciation. I was wondering
Crazies.
what's his name.
Timothy Oliphant. Yeah. So
Yeah.
another show show that I really enjoyed him is Justified. I don't know if you guys have seen that. Amazing
Yeah,
show.
it's a good
Great
show.
show.
Yeah,
Deadwood.
love that. He was like the
You guys
one
saw
that,
the
yeah,
Crazies,
yeah.
right? That was a good movie.
He
Yeah,
he
right.
was
Great
like,
movie.
yeah, Justified was like what really when I kind of probably one of the first things I watched with Timothy Oliphant. But yeah, when he like came into like the Marshall role, yeah, he was like perfect for that role. I'm really looking forward to getting that figure and displaying him without the armor on with like the flannel shirt. You know, I think it's going to look really cool. Also Riva, like I feel like people are going to be sleeping on these Inquisitor figures. Grand Inquisitor, Riva's another one. I feel like people are just passing. Like a lot of people have said they're passing on these Inquisitors, and I feel like they're gonna look once all these Kenobi, like you get Kenobi Vader, or just like a Vader in general. You don't even need necessarily the Kenobi one with these Inquisitors. Like, you know, I've talked about it in the past, adding these unique style characters, especially Inquisitors, to a Star Wars display, like can really elevate your display. And I think like regardless of what you think of the character, I think the Riva head sculpt is incredible. Good. And also like I think I want to say there's a photo with like the hood up and stuff, so there's different variations you can do posability wise. That's one that I'll probably get later on. I didn't pre-order her, but yeah, those are the two that I would say are probably going to be ones, which is interesting because they're both waitlisted, but I just feel like a lot of people have said about the Grand Inquisitor on passing. So yeah, those would be the two that I would go with as far as underrated figures go.
So what's a figure that, and this kind of goes as, I guess was underrated, but what's a figure that you're not really planning on getting, but you could almost like see yourself like over time or whatnot, just like having a change of heart and adding or slipping up and just be like, I do need that. Like I was just thinking about it, looking at this figure, and while you were talking about Cobb Vanth, for the whole time he's been on pre-order, I've been like, nope, don't need him, overlooking him, not on my radar. And then now I'm looking at him, and then just like looking at my kind of Mando Boba Fett shelf, I'm just like, damn, like he would look good in there. And I could see like almost like a Fennec, where I just picked her up now. I could see down the road with him just almost like not like a impulse buy, but like it just kind of clicks and you're like, there's nothing else. Not that there's nothing else to buy, but you know how that goes, where you're like, yeah, now that's my new addiction. That's the one I need. I could see
Nothing's
that for
happening
me, like,
this week,
right? You know, like, so, you know, he's got the cool Boba Fett armor, the weathered armor and stuff like that. So I think that one could get on my list here eventually. Is there anything that's, you guys are just looking at the list and be like, you know, maybe that Black Adam would be pretty dope on my shelf? Or, you know, is there anything that you could maybe have a change of heart for that you're not planning on getting right now?
Hashtag
Nobody?
not my Batman.
Oh,
It'd probably be
about
the
that-
Batman.
What
That
about
would be
that
the one that I
Wolverine,
would change my
guys?
mind.
Yeah, that Wolverine is cool, man.
That's like, I mean,
he looks great.
there's Deadpool 3 is coming out, so that one's kind of like giving people
Looming,
pause now.
yeah.
Everybody was really stoked about this when it first came out because it was like out of nowhere, right? Like we're way past even Fox being a thing with X-Men, but here we are. We're getting a Wolverine pretty soon here, so that's pretty cool. But I'm a sucker for Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and you know it's not like your typical like X-Men suited up Wolverine. It's more casual Wolverine, but damn, I have the Days of Future Past Wolverine with the the future version of him when he's a little bit older.
Mhm.
But damn, this is Wolverine in his prime, man, and that's That's super cool. I mean, he's got the bone claws instead too. So you've got that going. So I mean, and the Sentinel display on that. That's a really cool package to put together as like a if it falls into my lap and the price is right, I wouldn't be mad at myself if I picked this one up, even though it wasn't on the plan.
Sure. Yeah, or that's a good point too. Like anything, like maybe if you could get it on discount or like on a sneaker kind of price. Like, is there anything that you guys would consider picking up? Then
let's be honest. Everybody's
Cool,
figure is
pointing
Buzz
it now.
Lightyear.
We're all getting
Kenobi. I have a problem with the head sculpt, so I don't know about that one. But otherwise, I might be in on that one.
I'm in on that one. So
Right.
I'm
wait for that.
hoping and praying that it comes out remotely somewhat good. You know what I mean? Because the upper lip is just still even in the updated photos, it's not there. Like it's just his mustache. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it like up close, but I feel like that always happens. And when I actually see it in hand, I'm like, all right, like.
He's kind of a tough one for them to get perfect, I feel like, head sculpt wise.
Yeah, that you and
I thought Revenge of the Sith looked really good.
I think it's good. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I still
Believe it
feel
or
like
not,
could
that
be
Revenge
better.
of Sith, since you mentioned that, Graham, like that one when it came out, people hated it.
Really?
A lot of people
Oh,
still
yeah.
do.
Because I mean, a lot of people still do. But the proto photos for it, it looked incredible. And then by the time it got to production, it definitely softened up a lot, and a lot of folks were pretty pissed off about that. I was able to get this one brand new on Sideshow because nobody wanted it. I got the deluxe for less under than retail.
Wow.
I pulled a Steve.
I can't
There you go.
unsee this now.
There you go.
Jeez.
Looks
The
like
Kenobi figure looks like the lion from the Wizard
Holy
of the
shit!
Oz.
Damn, you're right.
He does.
Yeah.
He really
Oh, yeah,
does.
that is,
King.
what an observation. Well,
That was perfect.
That one's
Talk
for
the full
free,
panel
folks.
out of that
one's
one.
for free.
Oh,
man. I can't unsee that now, but yeah, thanks, Queso
It's
Blanco.
No, that Kenobi's gonna look cool with the base though, and like I think it's gonna end up being a really cool,
Dude,
figure.
that box though with the hilt.
Yeah, the box with the hilt, like special edition with the I think like cool, really cool accessory. I'll say Buzz Lightyear because we talked about him a lot. The other one for me would probably be Catwoman because I'm expanding my DC, and Catwoman is not one that I have on my like list right now of stuff I want to get, but inevitably once I start dabbling into the Dark Knight trilogy, Catwoman for me will be one that down the road I'll probably come back around to and want to pick up.
She's going on 2 years.
Yeah,
2
it's been a
years.
long wait.
long.
She's like one of the longest ones right now.
she is the longest one right
longest
now.
one?
He holds the record right now.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
wild.
think that the reason is for that.
Because I feel like it's the suit, yo. Like something's telling me that it's not gonna be what people are saying. I feel like it's gonna be fixed.
You think it's gonna be like full leather? You think so?
Like maybe,
No,
maybe it won't
not-
be like
not
leather.
full
Maybe it'll
leather.
be
Maybe
like
they'll do something
Damn.
a little more durable or something.
But I think it's gonna be I don't know, maybe like
I don't know.
what, like a Kate suit. But
I
don't
have
know, that's
not
pretty
been able to
thin.
get excited about this one, man, at all.
I just
and the thing
I
is,
just hope it's
yeah,
if it's
no,
same
agree.
hole, that's going to be a problem.
Well,
right?
they
I-
got to fix the pleather. The thing was
Yeah.
terrible.
Well, I think they need to fix the sculpt, in my opinion, too. Like I had the
very
original,
plain.
and one thing I didn't like, it had too much of a Barbie doll esque
it was
Yeah.
thing
The
soft.
about
body
her.
too. So
In the body
proportions
too,
were
of
terrible.
course. But it's just like, I feel like if it's a straight up reissue, which
It's
is,
not.
I mean, the photos
I
look
mean-
exactly like the one I have, so I haven't seen
No,
any.
they even
updates.
promoted it was a new
Does
body.
look a lot of
a new body.
It's a fuller body with better proportions. Obviously, the paint. I think the sculpt's going to be the same, unfortunately, but I do think the paint applications
That's
are going to
half-assed.
be
then.
better.
The
Yeah, that
hair
kinda
is
sucks.
probably gonna
That
be the
kinda
same
sucks.
too, right?
For them to do to wait this long and for them to not update the sculpt that's a downer.
That's what it looks like to me from the
Yeah,
prototype.
if
It
that's
looks
what-
like the
if
same
that's what it
sculpt,
is.
but just better paint tabs.
There's no way, please.
And then they did have to fix that hair because that was very Barbie hair. Yeah, Barbie-ish hair.
I don't know. I hope she turns out good.
Yeah, they're taking their time packing some 303 with that Catwoman. I mean, and I want that figure, but it's a little scary because, like DLO, I had the original, and that thing is just, it's hard to find one on eBay that's not peeling. And usually it's just kind of the environment you live in, but it's just, that thing is notorious for deteriorating over time. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough to figure that one out. Any figure, it's interesting because nobody really brought up Black Adam. I haven't seen the movie, and I know it didn't do the greatest, but the figure itself looks really good. Anybody think like that one might be up their alley eventually, or just because it looks so good? It's The Rock. I know you guys like wrestling, or is that just not interesting to anybody?
I'm gonna get it for that reason. Period.
Yeah.
For me, for me, it would be that, and if my DCU expands, I could see myself probably just tossing them in there.
Did you like the movie, Flavio? You saw it and you liked it?
I didn't watch it either, like you. I mean, I started it and I just couldn't sit down and watch it. But from what I saw, it was just like, it's not bad, but I don't know. It's
not memorable.
No, it just, I don't know. I just felt like it wasn't for me. It was like I felt like The Rock did good. He did everything he had to do, but everything around him, like, I don't know.
Yeah, that one holds up at a weird time because, like, right after that movie premiered, like they pretty much said, "Yeah, we're canning Henry Cavill. We're gonna reboot the whole." So it's just like it's a weird spot there. Where
that was like Henry Cavill's coming back. Henry Cavill's canned. Henry Cavill's coming back,
and he's gone.
Henry Cavill,
right.
So it's a weird one, but just for the simple fact that I'm a wrestling fan, DC guy, I'm gonna pick this one up here.
Did you like the movie?
I thought it was okay. It felt like a very much like an early 2000s kind of superhero movie. It definitely doesn't feel like it was like.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't. I don't know. It just didn't feel like it was just like a cohesive enough story. It just felt. Here's The Rock, but now with a cape, and because that's my pet peeve there.
That's all you have to say.
Here, listen, out of my wrestling Mount Rushmore of actors, like The Rock doesn't even make that list. He doesn't. Like, in my opinion, Dave Bautista, hands down, is the best out of the bunch there. But yeah, so I mean that's kind of where it is because the movie was okay. It was watchable, but it's like I don't think I've seen it since that one time I watched it.
Yeah.
Wait, Dave Bautista? Have you not seen Rundown?
Dude, do you mean The Rock with Stifler?
Yeah,
The Rock.
bro. That movie is
Speaking rock bottoms. Ooh, man.
Rock
the
bottoms,
range, guys. The range.
Rock bottoms.
What's going on, Luis? Too sweet, my brother. Thank you for being here. Hawk says, great show tonight, gentlemen. As always, fun and entertaining. Have a great night collecting.
Appreciate you, Hawk.
Ray at Hawk Wars Toys. Thank you for stopping and watching the show, Ray. And we'll talk soon, I'm sure. So, and you got to hit DLO up as well. Is there a figure though that you guys see on here that could be overrated or not worth all the hype? I have a feeling I might know what you guys are going to go for, but
that's
overrated.
Yeah, like you just think like for me, if I'm just going off the cuff here, maybe I hate to say the Darth Vader, but because there are other ones and they are some
the hell.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you do hate to say it. You do hate to say it.
I want it. I'm getting it. I'm just saying, like, could it be one that
I got one?
People just don't feel like they need, and just doesn't go.
Everyone needs this Vader.
No, I got one. I'm gonna go with the Hobo Goblin.
That's a good one, actually. That's a really good one. We got Brian Wong, Mr. Maju Case himself in the house.
What's up, Brian?
What's up, Brian? Too sweet to you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you and all the support. And I appreciate the $10 super chat. Thank you so much. That's very kind. Obviously, it's not needed, but it is. It's very much appreciated. So I appreciate that. And always good to have you here. Appreciate it, man. Brick, talking about Hobo Goblin.
I'm gonna go with the Hobo Goblin. I originally wanted this figure more so than I do now because coming in as a newer collector, back in October of last year, whatever it was, September of last year, this kind of was announced, or maybe it was announced before that. I don't know. I'm not going to act like I do, but I thought the head sculpt was only for this figure. And then come to find out, the normal Green Goblin had the same head sculpt. So I'm like, okay, so why do I need this figure other than the fact that it's got cool goggles and a hood? I don't want 2 gliders in my display case. It takes up too much room, at least for me. And it's a very cool figure, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to, they should have came out with this figure before Green Goblin, I think, if this is already going to have that head sculpt, because now there's nothing really to look forward to. Everyone's seen the head sculpt. The figure is going to feel the same. I mean, it looks a little different, but it's going to feel the same. The glider's the same. So yeah, I would say Hobo.
It's a good take.
And I love Green Goblin. I'm like Flavio on this. Goblin and Venom, 2 best villains in my opinion. Yeah, Joker being number 3, but that's just because I'm a Marvel guy. I love Joker, but Goblin and Venom are like
team list.
Yeah, like that's Goblin and Venom are awesome. So that's nothing to diss on Goblin at all. But if I had to pick from this list most overrated or overhyped, I would say Hobo.
I would agree too, just because it's a reused head sculpt, reused glider. The only difference is the suit, and if you're not going down the rabbit hole of aesthetics, then choose the one that you definitely want. So this is for sure, I would say, the most overrated one.
Yeah. DLO, you have one, or you want me to go?
I almost don't want to say mine, so you go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. The one figure that we have not, the one really that hasn't really been named, I guess, yet. The one that's overrated on this list is Scarlet Witch. All the hype for this figure was killed once Artisan Wanda was announced. Yeah, like everybody started talking about Endgame Scarlet Witch, and none of us have even brought up the fact that she's on this list. So unfortunately, with Brick, Brick, you can tell me, like, what's the one that you have that has like exposed shoulders? Is that WandaVision? Yeah. Yep. So there's WandaVision, and then did you cancel this one? Did you cancel?
I had this one. I had it all paid off, and I canceled it because I was lucky enough to get the Artisan. So I'm like, I don't need 3 Wandas.
And knowing and I feel like for you, because like you really are high on the character, right? Yeah. So for you to cancel this, that tells me too, it's the overrated one on this list. Knowing how much you like Wanda, and then picked up the Artisan, canceled this one. Yeah, say no more.
Yeah.
And it's a card stock diorama too, so.
Right.
No, that's a really good point, because you nailed it on the head there. I mean, a lot of people were really wanting to get this one, and then they just dropped that Endgame one. And it was like, well, that's hashtag not my Wanda. So they're moving on to that Endgame one. So
completely cannibalized that figure even before I had a chance. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Gilo, time to shine.
I'm gonna piss off some people here.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna go with Batman. Here, and it's the thing about it with this Batman.
Mad at you right now. I'm gonna hold it in.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm pretty sure I'm dead to a lot of people now at this point. Whatever, but yeah. Listen, the Batman. It's a great figure. It's a great iteration of Batman. So I have nothing against it at all here. But I just feel like this one is going to be the most talked about, most debated figure once it's finally released, simply because of the guys. You know what I'm going to say? Yep. The in-art conversation. This one is going to be under a microscope, and if this one isn't like balls to the walls, the best Batman Hot Toys ever made, it's going to be a failure. It's going to be considered a failure in the eyes of collectors, just because we all know once the hype around the in-art one comes out, when their release, there's going to be an instant battleground there where you got to pick your side of which one's going to be which there. So maybe not overrated, but more like set up for failure in a way, if that makes sense there. Just because I don't think this figure can be good enough to match the expectations of everybody possible who are interested in it.
Yeah.
And I know we get caught up in this, like, why are they taking so long? Do you think it has to do with the fact that, just what you said, DLO, they have to get this one right because this is their first head-to-head with in-art? Do you think they care, or do you think it has nothing to do with that? And again, it's just speculation, but what are your feelings on that?
I think they would like public like answer would probably say no, we're fine. But I think behind closed doors, this is 100% a we gotta knock this shit out kind of rah-rah speech at Hot Toys headquarters. There, it just how could you not? How could you not? Because this is where this is a race, guys. This is a race for wallets, right? At the end of the day, here, InArt has become this kind of somewhat of an indie darling in this hobby of ours here. Where despite the fact that, there's not a lot of figures to compare to in collectors' hands. I know there's been released, but in collectors' hands, there's not many people who can say they have more than one figure, and that's the Joker. So, but it has so much momentum in the community and so much backing and so much good faith already that it's just like, it's cool to shit on Hot Toys, unfortunately, even though sometimes it's not all warranted, but this is a head-to-head. This is, David versus Goliath almost. You don't know who Goliath is in this situation. You don't know who David is because just like they both look great. They look good to great in their respective photos there. But the thing is, because it's not a matter of it being overhyped. I feel like this figure is so set up to fail because no matter how good it is, I don't think anybody's going to genuinely give it its due just because there is another product that would be close to, if not possibly, have the potential to be a little bit better. So for Hot Toys, like I think they're playing the game of chicken. They want to see, if they're going to release theirs before they finally release theirs. I think this is done, all ready to go. It just seems like they've just been holding off on it there. But yeah, I think this is going to be the one that's going to be hyped and is maybe just not make expectations. And maybe it may not be its own fault.
So you think it's done, ready to go, and they're waiting for InArt to release theirs first so that they can critique their figure if it's.
I absolutely think it's done first, but okay. I mean, I think let me correct what I say. I know for a fact this thing is 100% like done. It has been done for a hot minute there. Just
had to have been.
It's done, but I just feel it in here. But I'll tell you, it's just like this is
in hand.
It's a chicken game now at this point, man, because they got to see who's gonna turn it first here. You know what I mean? And neither one wants to do it.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, man, it's just
I think deep.
They don't want to swing first, like the Joker. I don't think they want to swing first.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think deep down, both of them, they both know that at the end of the day, people are only gonna remember who was the winner, and with them being, corresponding releases, it being, an established company versus a new company, so to speak. And, this has been the talk of the town for months now. And I feel like them coming out with the same character like that, people are just going to compare the pros and cons, and right there and then when that happens, people are only going to declare one winner. And as a company, that's what you're trying to shoot for, is being number one.
And to be fair, I think they both can be winners. Like
100%.
Everybody's picking a side between like the Joker, and in the Hot Toys, Joker hasn't even released yet, but it's already like, this is better, or that's better. But I mean, just to be fair, they're both great in their own right, and just pick one. Like, I picked the one that I got first, and I might even get the other Joker too, just to put with it. So, I just need that Batman though. That's been the one I've been wanting and waiting for. And X-Man says, would it be blasphemous to have InArt Batman on the Hot Toys Batmobile? I don't know.
It'd be really cool to do. Like, I thought about this. I was talking to a couple people about this because I want to get both. At some point, like, I'd like to get the InArt Rooted and have potentially like the InArt Rooted sitting on the Bat Cycle with like a custom helmet or something, or just like a secondary whatever. Just like buy a helmet accessory and like have him holding the helmet or something, like he's taking it off with the rooted hair. Like, there's some cool things you could do if you have like the rooted figure. Which, to Graham's point, that's why I say, like, I see both sides. Like, DLO, you make a really good point. Like, as far as the overrated conversation goes, like, people are going to say there's going to be people out there saying like Hot Toys is overrated and this figure is overrated and InArt is a better figure. It's going to happen. But I think like I'm also with Graham's point of like both of these figures are probably going to be like have their own things that are better, and somebody's going to do it better this, somebody's going to do it better that. But I think in the end, they're both going to be really good. But yeah, I want to get both because it's so like you could really do like some
Bruce
cool
Wayne
things
too.
Yeah, you could do like some cool things. Yeah, the Bruce Wayne, like for me, I'm out on that because like it's just too much to get like a character in a jacket with like when you're spending that level. So I'm out on that. But
yeah, that's true though.
But
that's sculpted.
yeah, that's like you're like buying that for like the rooted Bruce Wayne sculpt essentially. But as far as like getting like I see both of them as you can use them in different ways too. And like definitely this character like has a head sculpt and a cowl, right? So like that is even more as far as like how you can display these. So I think I agree with like what you guys kind of all of your points.
So let me ask you guys here, so it's not to veer off the subject, but staying with Batman for a second. Like, who believes the in-art's going to be the better one? Who believes the Hot Toys one's going to be the better one? Just kind of throw our names in the hat now before they come out. Because by the next time we do, maybe one of them is already released, you know?
Yeah, this one's tough just because they look so similar. Like the Jokers, I can see differences. With the Pennywise, I can see differences where I'm not going to lie. I think InArt has the better details in some of these figures that are head to head, but I don't know, with the Batman one, it's harder to see those minor details. They look very similar. Maybe it's the gray color tone. I don't know, but this one's tough for me to pinpoint, but I will admit, I do think the InArt ones have looked better. I'm not going to say that they've performed better or like, that the bodies have been better or, the accessories or whatever, but like, that's tough for me. I'll let you guys go. I'll kind of step back for you guys.
Go ahead, Sneaker.
I was just gonna say, I think when it comes to the really finer, minute details, InArt's probably gonna have the edge because they've really, really been pushing that hard with their figures, and they've been taking community feedback into account, and like that's their branding that they're going with right now. Hence why it's taking them so long to push out. But by no means do I think that that's gonna make the Hot Toys one a worse figure, or I think it's going to be really, really close based on like really fine detail and accuracy. Though I'll go with InArt. I also like the InArt, like the rooted head sculpt for me is I just like the rooted head sculpt better than the Hot Toys sculpted head. But that's also not to say that that update that they did with the sculpted head, it looks really good. So for me, it's more of like the rooted, the fact that there's a rooted option for me is really nice, but you can't really compare it to something that for this figure, you can't compare it for Hot Toys.
Sure.
So I kind of like, it's hard for me to say, I guess I will say that give the slight edge what we know so far to InArt based on that. But I also like, I'm really looking forward to having the Hot Toys figure too. Right. And I didn't pre-order the InArt one.
You can't, you lukewarm collector.
Yeah, and I didn't pre-order the InArt one, but like I said, if I'm going to get both, I have plans to display them in different ways where.
Well, this would be one. I don't like. Sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
This would be one that I would love to display. One with the cowl, one without, because you have the black eye makeup that we've never seen before. And I typically don't like having a Batman without the cowl on, but this would be the first one I would love to do that.
Yeah, and like I think that's where if Hot Toys is going to keep giving us these characters where they're not doing rooted options, which I know they're doing artisan and all that stuff, but if we get characters like this where they're doing a sculpted and like a character like Batman where he has a cowl on and InArt is giving us a rooted option for something that Hot Toys isn't giving us, I feel like that's just complementary to like what you want to do with your collection rather than I don't really, for me, is it like a true head to head? I guess like I wouldn't, that's another thing with InArt is we have this rooted head sculpt. Why would you buy the rooted version of the InArt figure and display it with the cowl on when you have the rooted hair? That's another thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you almost need two Batmans unless you don't want one with the cowl on. So then it's like, that's why for me it's nice to have, like I'd rather just have both of them, one cowl on, and then for me, like I said, the edge goes to InArt with the rooted hair as far as no cowl.
Yeah.
Question. Who on the panel and in the chat is getting the Batman figure? Whether it's InArt or Hot Toys.
Me.
I mean, I am. Come on.
Yeah.
Rick is still undecided. Everybody else is getting one. Okay, next question. Who would get two? of the Batman figures? Would anybody consider it? Not saying you have to like just say, yeah, I'll get it, but like
you two crazy Fs up there.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same route because I'm in on the Hot Toys one, but I'd probably do that one cowled, maybe with a different faceplate, and then I definitely would show the in art rooted because I do like the way that like the hair, like the strands look really good, just like his hair was in the movie. So I would definitely do that rooted.
Yeah, Gambit's got a good point. You know, he feels like he's getting more kind of bang for the buck with Hot Toys, and I do agree with that. I do think
that is true.
The in art is more expensive, obviously, and
I'll tell you right now. For me, I'm gonna go with the Hot Toys one too, and it's not because of anything we talked about yet. You know why I'm getting the Hot Toys one? It's not for price. It's not for. I think it's the better one. Like I said, I think it's like, you know, wake up one day you can say in art. Next day I can totally see you saying Hot Toys, and I wouldn't blame you. The posability, the posability there, 100% is the posability for it, because quite frankly, what I've observed and experienced, at least with my own figures from in-art, is I don't think these figures are built to be anything other than 1/6 statues. And I know that's something that people don't really talk about, and maybe because it's kind of like, you know, how dare you poo-poo on my in-art, you know? But why aren't these figures really posable there? I mean, as far as the Joker one, I mean, you had like 1,000 of the same hand just to do a tiny change in gesture. And it was just like, I remember you guys were challenging me to like use to stand up with no stand. You remember we had that little back and forth there? That's the first time I actually went back and tried to actually use the magnetic stand and try to change out the stuff there. And you know what? I instantly was just like turned off. I was just like, this is a fucking statue made by a statue company in the form of a 1/6 figure. And, you know, for some people that works. For me, I mean, not all figures have to be posed, but I'm sorry, I want my Batman to do more than just turn his head left and right and, you know, hold a batarang. I want it to be able to do some other cool stuff too. So for me, the reason why I'm going with a Hot Toy on this one here is simply the fact that I give it the edge when it comes to posability, because I know I can pose this probably more than I could do if I got the in-art one.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about this. You're not going to do a lot of like dynamic stuff with the Joker, but at the same time, you don't want to feel restricted, and like you don't want to have the company saying, "Well, this is the stance that you can put him in." You know, like this is the way he fits on the base. So yeah, I totally understand that, and it's a great point. Not something that I really thought about. So I wouldn't mind if InArt would release their Batman first. And then when Hot Toys releases theirs, a lot of people maybe start selling theirs like they kind of did with the Joker, maybe. And then, you know, Sneaker and I could get one for a good deal. So, you know, just throwing that out there.
That's another thing is like, I'm kind of like, what's going to happen with the market of this figure once they both are released? Like, is this going to be like a bunch of people buy both of them and then it swings one way or the other and people are like, oh, I want the InArt one or I want the Hot Toys one. And like people are just all like going nuts. That's going to be interesting to see like what people are selling the stuff for. I do want to go back real quick to Gambit's point though, because it is crazy. The Hot Toys all in with the bases, and you get like, isn't it like 2 interchangeable bases, like base designs, right?
You can flip it around.
Yeah, you can change it. You get the bat signal, the bases, and obviously the figure for the basically the same price that you get the rooted InArt figure for. And you're getting a bat signal, you're getting a really nice like dynamic base. Like that's a really tough sell for people.
And the jacket, the flight suit.
Yeah, the flight suit. So like, and then for InArt, you're getting obviously the rooted hair is what's selling, what the price point is, right? But DLO, like you make a really good point. This is their branding, is like they want the realism to where they want to somewhat like, I guess you can call it limiting, like they want to limit your ability to pose because they have the magnetic base, right? So I can 100% see like where, yeah, if you want to pose this figure to your liking, you're not doing it on the magnetic base, right? So like there's going to be give or take and trade-offs for kind of however you want to do it. So I can 100% see why you would just want to go Hot Toys. Don't have to worry about it. You can pose this thing however you want. I know you mentioned last time, like, or when we had this conversation before, like you don't really want to be told how your figure has to be displayed, right? Or how it has to be posed, right? Which is a fair point for sure.
It's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling when it comes to the 1/6 stuff here, because you're so comfortable with a certain product and you understand another company wants to take a stab at what you already know. In a way, you're kind of resisting the change of it there just because you're familiar with how it should feel when you have a certain figure. With the figures that I've had with Hot Toys, for the most part, not all of them are, you know, posable. There's some of them, you know, you bend an elbow, that's it. That sucker is gonna never heal itself or whatever like that when you put it back. I mean, it is what it is. It comes with the territory. But like the idea that I'm paying more, but I can do less with the figure, that doesn't sit well with me. That's the part that irks me a little bit there. I feel like it should be the opposite. I should be able to do more with this, because if I'm paying more, I feel like the figure should be able to do more. I should be able to push it beyond what I'm already accustomed to doing at the price point that you're saying yours is worth more than theirs. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of beauty in it. There's a lot of fine details that I really respect that they're putting into these figures here. But then there's pieces of it there that they're making decisions on that really hinders my willingness to want to go all in on it, just because it looks pretty, but I'm not here to collect a 1/6 statue. And if I wanted statues, I would just go out and buy a real statue. I want a 1/6 because I want to be able to make changes to it, modify it, make it pose in certain ways that I feel like I want it to stand out in my display case. Like, I don't want it literally everybody with the same photo of the same exact pose, because no one can figure out how to pose that thing besides holding the damn grenades or holding a flat or holding a Joker card. I challenge you to find a photo that it's not the Joker card or it's not the grenades with the pin holding up there. You don't see it there. And if someone
I got the jail cell clap, you know, that's
and that's, if anybody wants to be funny and say, well, I got the jail with the hands, you got two figures to do that with.
Yeah, that's me. That's me, but you're right. Everybody's doing those same poses, right?
You have a spare figure to use the hands. I mean, that's not like you're not reinventing wheels. You're supposed to put that one on there. He's supposed to sit and clap. But
no, you definitely
that. That's good for you there.
Or you can change it up and put the hands on the lap.
Nothing wrong with you, but I feel kind of buffoonish on my side, because it's like, you know, I really love the figure, but I also hate it at the same time too. So I'm the moron, because I'm the one that spent the money on it, and I love it and hate it. I can't decide which one. But all I know is the one thing that absolutely, like, for me is like, I need to be able to pose it the way I want to pose it there. And if that's something that you're not going to let me do, or at least if you fix it, cool, no problem. But I mean, if that's going to be like your stance, like, hey, we want it for this particular reason to look exactly this way, cool. You keep doing your statue thing. I'm going to keep doing my 1/6 thing over here. And that's how I feel about it there. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I'm rambling about this here, but you kind of got me worked up about it.
Yeah, we got you worked up, hot and bothered.
Not hot and bothered.
It's a good point, though.
Yeah, like, let me hit it on the head. Pose it the way I want to pose it. So if you're not gonna let me to, I'll just get a hot toy.
Yeah,
I feel like, you know, what you said is true. Like, you know, in art, you know, they came out of nowhere. They're awesome. You know what I mean? Their stuff looks great. But, you know, the functionality, it's like something there, but again, it's new. So you want to try to adapt to it and want to kind of like accept it, you know, but then when you're going back to your Hot Toys, then you're like something is, you know, deep down doesn't feel like what it should feel like. And I kind of agree with that too. So I think overall for the Batman battle, I'm going to say outside, exterior, initially, I think in art, you know, we'll take the cake on that. But then I think functionality, feel, and then, you know, I think Hot Toys is going to, you know, win that overall.
I think you guys make great points. I mean, I do think in art maybe has that aesthetic look that's just a little bit more detailed, a little bit more realistic. But yeah, like you have Hot Toys is more functional, that, you know, more posable, you know, and more practical almost in a certain sense. So it's tough. I threw a poll out there just to see what you guys out in the chat prefer. If you're thinking, you know, Hot Toys is going to be better, Hot Toys the Batman, or in art, and we'll let that run for a couple minutes here. But anything else that you guys want to touch upon before we kind of call it a night? Do you want to quickly talk about Gilgamesh, or is that kind of just anybody want to? I mean, anybody getting Gilgamesh?
No.
Dude, stop it.
No.
Nobody's getting
We'd
Gilgamesh.
be lying to the audience if any of us really said we're going to buy that thing. It's a great looking figure. If
It
you,
looks
if you get
great.
it,
Yeah.
Looks
You
really good.
but, like, I'm already dealing with Guardians not announcing
Yeah,
direction.
really quickly, because that was way back when. Yeah. So X-Men says, don't forget the Guardians. Let's talk about that really quick. I'm not like frantic, but I'm getting nervous because Drax hasn't been announced yet. Mantis, I can see they haven't even released their first one yet, so they're gonna probably push that one till last. But Drax, I'm scared. Anybody else worried about this? I know, Sneaker, you're not really looking at collecting the Guardians, so you're not worried at all. You're just sitting there smiling.
He's gonna come out, is my opinion on it.
He's coming.
I don't think like I think we talked about this in the past a little bit too. I think there's misses when it comes to lines, but this is like a line where they're all wearing the same outfit. Like how do you miss somebody in the line where you're all wearing like the same thing as a team and not have a team member, as opposed to like we talk about other stuff. Like I always think about Rogue One, how they didn't do Baze Malbus or like Bodhi Rook.
Right.
Like how do you not, or cast, like you didn't even do an Andor, but it's just like I know they have those misses, but they're all wearing their outfit. You gotta release them all. Like you don't just miss one. It doesn't make any sense for
It'd
them
be a dick move.
For them to, it would be
And I
wrong
wouldn't
for
put
them
it past them.
Yeah, but if it was just the show, I could see if it was just the show and them not coming out with one. Like yeah, that's a little bit different. But with them being all the same outfit, it just seems wrong to me to the point where I don't think that they don't release it.
I just worry about like likeness rights, or there's something that's been holding Drax back for some time. Like we only have that original one that's so old and outdated and god awful. I even bought that one and I sold him months later just because I wanted Drax, but at the same time the figure just wasn't doing it for me. Like I don't know, like
the same thing years ago.
the likeness wasn't there. The body is terrible. It's
Tiny little arms.
What's concerning is that, you know,
Flat chest.
knowing all of that and him not being announced first
right.
is the red flag, because it's like you already knew this then, and you're gonna sell us all this other stuff and lock us in and not announce it ever. Or maybe if you do, it's gonna be like years later when people are like, am I gonna part with this whole set now? And like it might, you know, something is weird there with that, but I really do give hope for that because he had a lot of FaceTime in part 3, very close up, that doesn't make sense as like to why you wouldn't drop him, like Sneak said. So I don't know.
Yeah, Flavio, you're right, dude. I mean, honestly, that should have been done in good faith. Like, if you started with Drax, people will know, all right, you're going to drop a Star-Lord. You're going to drop maybe a Gamora, which, by the way, you haven't even got a Gamora nonsense. That's kind of weird, too.
That's kind of weird, too.
I mean,
but
it's
yeah,
not,
I mean, I agree.
It's just, it's like you don't not know your fan base. Like, you know, people have been waiting for this Drax. So you're telling me that your sales would be projected lower, like, you know what I mean? It would be higher if you would announce him first, because everybody would then get the whole line.
These other figures would be sold out, and because they know they're getting the whole line.
Exactly. So that's the only thing for me that is like worrisome, but like something tells me and gives me hope that like he's should be coming, right? So
I'm still hopeful, but at the same time, like you said, how long are they going to wait? We were hoping to finish this line like all within probably like 6 months of each other. And now the longer we wait for a Drax, the longer it's going to even take to just even finish that line with all of them in their suits. So that's a little disappointing as well. Just wanting to have them all together, and we've been waiting so long for Drax. Like, where's the guy on Facebook that was calling for, was it the Iron Man 46 reissue or whatever? Like, we need him back. Like, picture, like reissue right every announcement, reissue this. Like Drax, everybody's been calling for Drax for some time.
And
so,
when they teased that first time, like that line, when they did those silhouettes, like they kind of were like darked out, but did they ever show them by any chance? Like, or was that the
Didn't they show them at Sideshow Con? Didn't they show Drax
they
and Mantis at
Sideshow
Sideshow Con?
And the sculpt, obviously, it needed work. So, you know, that's something maybe you hold your hat on or hang your hat on, is that, you know, they're not ready to announce it yet because they're still working on the head sculpt.
Right.
Maybe it's a Batman thing. Can you imagine the Flash Batman, the Ben Affleck, where they do like the stunt double? They just do they do a Drax, but it's not the likeness.
No way, bro.
Can you imagine
Everybody
how
knows
bad
the
that would
way.
be? I'm not saying it would
Everybody knows
happen,
him.
but man, that would be crazy.
It's totally
Because-
different. You're talking about just the mouthpiece
I
is
know,
there.
I know. I'm just
Compared to the whole face. I don't know if that
riling
would-
everybody up here, but
Here's my worry about this here. Let's say hypothetically we're overreacting and this thing gets announced pretty soon, right? And everybody's happy. You know what would really freak me the hell out? And I'll be 100%. This is my biggest worry. I get the figure and then they announce like an Endgame Drax or like a Guardians of the Galaxy 2-1.
like
Which is-
Scarlet Witch.
Like Scarlet Witch. You read my
Yeah.
mind.
Why wouldn't they?
Exactly.
Because they got the updated Drax
'Cause
already.
There you
Yeah.
go, Flower. You connected the dots because now we have the new head sculpt. We'll just reuse it and make it on this
But they
one here.
gotta
And
make money off of it.
now we'll get
You know,
the definitive one.
Yeah, who
there.
are you going
So-
to pick? A team suit Drax or a definitive? You know,
Definitive.
yeah, exactly.
Definitive,
You're going to
yeah.
pick
Yeah.
an updated.
Well, it
definitive
depends on
Drax
the
over a
body
team
too,
suit.
because there's a difference. Because the suit version is gonna, you're not gonna see the joints. You don't have to worry about the body being too small. So I think that maybe helps the figure a little bit. But if you're using the new Bane body, or they're using all these new seamless bodies, then damn, that could be a sick figure as well.
Another thing that I was thinking too, like, what if it's just because they don't want to announce that and they found the technology finally to get like lifted detail on that seamless like material, and they just like he's gonna be like one of the first extensive like seamless bodies that we've seen in a long time, or
Artisan
I don't know.
Drax.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Artisan
it's like an
Drax.
artisan. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
artisan.
there's nothing
hair,
that says
now
it.
we're
It's
not-
got to be
that's-
rooted hair, right? It's just artisan. Could just be a
Yeah.
special
Right.
body type or a
Mhm.
Yeah.
body part. I don't know.
Graham,
Well, I'm not
can-
really.
Oh, go ahead.
Go
Brad.
ahead, Eat Sneaker. You're good.
I was just gonna say, Hammer of God said this comment about like Tony Stark quantum suit.
Yes.
So I just wanted to touch on this real quick. So did they show any other characters as
Yes.
like what else did they show quantum suit
Nick.
wise?
Wasn't it Cap?
Um,
Did they
Cap.
just show Cap?
Cap. Didn't they have like
War
War
Machine.
Machine? Yeah,
Yep.
War Machine.
So War Machine, so they did show. So this is an
Yeah.
interesting one because like they only released one. You know what I mean? So how many Guardians are announced right now, like for pre-order?
We got
Is it
3 now. What?
three?
Nebula,
got-
Rocket, actually 4. Groot,
Oh, Groot.
Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like also Guardians is a little bit different in just that, like the movie, like this set of characters is a little bit different. Endgame is, yeah, like it's like I feel like there's a little bit of a difference between Guardians and Endgame where they're just like swapping out head sculpts because these characters are a little bit different. I feel like in Guardians, especially Drax, like what you guys touched on with him, and the fact that like Tony was the only one that actually came out, right? Like was he was the only one that was actually released.
Yep.
So like with him being the only one, like that's a little bit different. We have 3 figures right now that are already like available to pre-order that have this, like you gotta keep going. You can't just like stop.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta.
We only say it because it's happened before.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I'm gonna
Like
be
we've
the
gotten everybody
optimistic
from
one.
part 2 except
It just seems
Yeah.
like such a
Except
weird
for
thing
that.
for them in
Yeah,
this
that's-
one to like in a
that's-
team suit for them to just stop in this way and not do, and also like for them to show the whole entire team and then just not do it. Like I guess
Like
the only
even
way.
Cosmo, crazy.
Yeah.
Move.
Yeah. I feel like
That's crazy.
yeah, exactly. Like what you said, Graham. Like if it doesn't happen, then there's got to be something that we obviously don't know about as to why it's not happening. You know.
We talked about Scarlet Witch, but the other scary part that I know Brick is a little worried about here too is like Hawkeye. Teased Hawkeye.
Yeah.
He's coming soon. You got Kate Bishop, kind of the team suit thing, like they're matching. You'd think it's only 2 figures. You've done Hawkeye before. No Hawkeye.
I think something's happening there too. I think with Echo, I think they held off because he could even come out again in Echo, and they want you to get both, so they don't want to miss out on you getting the. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I think they
that's-
still come out with the Hawkeye.
I think Hawkeye
I think
ends
it's
up coming
coming.
out too. They've come out with so many Hawkeyes, so like I just don't. Also, like I feel like there have been so many figures that have been announced and released. You know what I mean? Like there's so many figures that have been announced and released. Like we still have, like once there's so much in the pipeline that's coming out. Like Hot Toys needs to also save some stuff to announce. You know what I mean? Like we all want everything that they've shown and everything like that, but we also have like all of 2024 for them to make.
I just don't like unfinished lines.
There's
Like,
so
I don't
much
want to
on
commit
it.
until I know.
Yeah,
You know.
but it's nice to get everything in the short term. Like the movie came out, you get everything in the short term. But like, look at what we just talked about with this Flash figure. Like like the other just out of nowhere, like this other Barry suit drops, right? So it's
But it's
just
not that far off though. We got the movie over the summertime, right? But this here now, like I get it what you're trying to say. You got a point there, but the only problem with that philosophy with that is just like that's another 2 years, 3 years to wait from the time it finally gets announced. So, we're about maybe 6 months in the rear with most of these announcements from that line. So by the time you freaking get to Drax and get him actually in hand, dude, he may very well come back in another movie or some shit like that.
Groot was announced on 5/1.
Look at that. We're in November.
Star-Lord,
Exactly
5/18.
6 months.
Rocket 5/11. So I mean, we're already 6 months in.
Wow.
So I know we're talking about Drax. Like, so who else has to be announced still?
Just Mantis and Drax.
Just Mantis and Drax.
But Mantis,
But
Mantis
and
Gamora.
But Mantis
she's
is
not
just
going to be in the team suit.
and a Mantis
Yo,
figure is just about to drop. A Mantis
What if
figure is just
they-
about to drop.
What do you think? What if the hold off is to do a Mantis Drax 2-pack and just get it out of the way like that?
That'd be dope.
Because they're like a pair always, and you're getting that Mantis single figure right now for that.
That's a good
Christmas
point.
special.
I mean, I don't know if
So-
it's likely, but that's a really good theory.
To slide it in there and to give you the new Drax, you're like, yo, I'm definitely getting Drax because
That's-
she's
Nightmare Batman all over again.
Yeah, I feel like that's
actually very plausible.
yeah.
Very
That's a
plausible.
good point, Flavio.
It'd be cool of them to do a 2-pack.
Heard it
I
here
feel like the
first.
only thing that
there's
worries
never
me about,
been a Marvel 2-pack either, has
Yeah.
there?
Rocket Groot.
Yeah, there has. Yeah,
Or,
Rocket
well,
Groot.
okay, but it's
One
been a
thing-
while since.
the one thing that worries me about 2-packs, I guess now is the market, because then you're gatekeeping somebody to buy the figure. They need to get a 2-pack and need to get
They
both.
sit. They sit.
And they sit. Yeah, they sit. And they don't want stuff sitting. I feel like that'd be the only downside.
But that's
of
the
that.
thing, though. Would
Yeah.
Drax sit because people want an updated Drax? So
Yeah.
he's the selling point to the
Yeah.
2-pack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
Mantis
then,
is
like,
about to
was
come out
saying-
soon, right? Can't remember.
January. She enters her window January. I think it's January to March. She
So
might
then you
still
have,
been
like-
on that 3-month window.
You have a Mantis that's about to release in a few months here. Why would you announce one that's going to be for this movie? Like they're kind of like, I feel like they
That's
shoot
weird,
themselves
yeah.
in the foot sometimes.
That's
when
what's
they
going to
do stuff.
happen.
You know what I mean?
Because
Yeah.
DLO was talking about another Drax,
January to June.
and like if a Drax came, was announced for this line, they would use that body and all that for another Drax. So knowing Hot Toys, they would announce. Let's say they announced this 2-pack, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like a year in before this 2-pack is released, they're going to announce like an in-game Drax and then screw up that 2-pack. So it's
Damn,
like,
yo,
it's like, oh,
I'm
but
not
we
gonna-
still need the
I'll
2-pack to
sell
complete
that-
that line.
I'll sell that part 3 one in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying is like how they got to prioritize how they're
heartbeat.
spacing it out. And like Mantis is probably going to show up after this other Mantis gets released.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like that's when they're going to show it, and that's still a ways away. So that's why I say like I don't lose full on hope. So if they do Mantis and then just leave Drax out, that just seems so weird,
that would be
especially
a
because they
bummer.
haven't done a Drax in so long. It just seems like the weirdest move. But I know D-Lo, you can speak to this because you've been in the game for way longer than me. That it's happened in the past. So unfortunately.
Well, this one would feel really dirty because they almost
Yeah.
made it like without officially saying, "Hey, we're gonna make Drax." They made it hinted that, "Hey, we know you want a Drax. He is gonna come." Because I think,
right.
Graham, I think you and I had this conversation, like maybe off camera, and also probably I think when they were announced there, where we were concerned about the same exact thing with Drax. And I think we had just had, I want to say, Rocket announced maybe with Cosmo when this happened here, and then shortly after they did the group photo shot. Remember that where it was kind of shadowed out the faces of them.
Silhouettes.
And you
So
could
they
tell they were the old
implied-
sculpt, but we
Yeah.
weren't worried because they're not
Yeah,
showing
yeah.
you. So.
Exactly. They were implied. And then we got to see something at Sideshow Con. And it was just like, okay, great. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting a case of deja vu because they showed the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 version of Drax just like that at a San Diego Comic Con, which was never released. So I'm like, are these guys really going to do this shit to us twice? Is that really a possibility? Because 6 months later, we still don't have an announcement on that. And it's just like, would be absolutely soul crushing to tease me twice and just not deliver on anything. And I still have trust issues, and I think that's still a possibility too to happen.
Seeing this, I think it's coming. I just think maybe they have to keep working on the head sculpt, but cause for concern maybe a little bit. I'm not, like I said, I'm not panicking, but I am a little bit worried. But
the
this
only
definitely
two that
looks
I want
different.
The only two that I want, Star-Lord and Groot, have them back to back during that action scene. That's all I need, anyways.
See, I really want Nebula. I think she was so badass in the movie, and she looks
really
great. I
want
want
Rocket.
Star-Lord too. I want them all, but
Yeah, Rocket too.
I'm still undecided. Like when they first dropped, I was like, yeah, I'm getting them all. But if they're all hitting in that same time period, it's going to be tough, at least right away. But I think I'm still in for them because I think they would look great on their own shelf. And I've kind of sold some of my, like my Rocket and Groot 2-pack, my Star-Lord, my Drax a while back. I'm getting Mantis, so I definitely do want to replenish my Guardians here. So I definitely want this to come home, but I think the sculpt needs a little bit more work here. So hopefully I'm just gonna tell myself in the back of my head, yeah, they're just working on that sculpt before they officially announce them. But I think the Star-Lord looks great. Rocket and Cosmo's cool, so I'll probably get. I don't know. I gotta get them all. Whatever. I gotta get them all. But Nebula, she was badass. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Yeah, X-Man knows. He's like, yeah, I want the whole damn team. Same here.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Hot Toys does us right here, but I think they will. It's just a little scary. Sneaker, reassure us one more time.
I just don't see how you're this deep into the team. And they showed the silhouette photo. Like you gotta, yeah, you can't do this. Also, I'll give you hope because what was also announced at this was a Sand Trooper and Dewback, which everyone's like, there's no way this is ever happening. No, Dewback will never be made, and they're doing it, so they can do
doing it.
I know.
How many of those
I just
two?
want to do a Star Wars plug. No,
Yeah.
no.
It always comes back to Star Wars.
No.
It's a circle.
No, I did not. I'm not getting 2 Dewbacks. Maybe if one ended up going on sale later down the road, I'm just getting the one to start because they're huge, 32 inches long or whatever. But yeah, I think Mantis comes out, and then they announce. I think the Christmas Mantis comes out, and then shortly after that, at some point, they announce Mantis and Drax close together somewhat. I think that's what's going to happen.
Force people to get 2 damn Mantises. That would.
Yep.
That would blow my mind.
That sounds like something I've heard before. Makes sense.
Sounds like something that's going to happen.
Yep.
And like this is the first Mantis, right?
Yes.
Like
took forever.
Yeah.
She
so
was in the
first
graveyard
one,
forever.
Yeah. So first one, and then like. Look at all the other characters that have been made. We just talked about Wanda. Like she's got so many versions within a short period of time. That's just like, man. But Mantis for them, yeah, they'll do. I think they're gonna. That's what I think they will do.
Good. Queso Blanco says, "Have hope, guys. Has Hot Toys ever let us down before?" The next man says, "Collections are built on hope." And on those notes, I think. We're going to call it a night here. This was a fun time. Flavio, thank you so much for joining us and being our guest tonight. And just, yeah, I enjoyed the banter tonight. This was a fun show because it was really just kind of just, the chat helped kind of feed what we were going to talk about tonight. We didn't really go by the script as much. So it's always good to just bullshit with everybody and just talk figures and keep it positive because that's what it's all about. So Flavio, I want to thank you again, but also give you a chance to just plug your channel. I know, you've been kind of in and out and life is busy and this is a hobby and this is what it should be. So if there's anything though that you have coming up on your channel or anything you want to talk about quickly, feel free. Floor is yours, man.
Well, thank you, Graham. And just want to say thank you to the other guys. It was a great time. I love doing this, and yeah, in and out of life, busy, you know how stuff goes, but I'm going to get back at it here. I'm going to be working on my next unboxing. I'm going to be doing IG-11 OG classic figure by now, but it's been a while, so I got to get him out here. I want to get him up here with some of my other
Star Wars figs. But yeah, you guys can follow me on the House of Collectibles. Follow me on Instagram as well. My YouTube is in the bio. What else do I got going on? Oh yeah. I also did purchase module cases, by the way.
Really? Nice.
Months ago. Yeah, a couple months ago, back in the fall. But yeah, that's one thing to look forward to next year, hopefully. But yeah, thank you.
Did you get DF or 6th?
I definitely went DF,
Okay.
just because I can almost guarantee by the time that they touch down, I'll probably be, you know, I'm like I'm up to like, not in hand, but in total, I'd say like 60, 70. So I couldn't do the 1/6 because I would have just bottlenecked at some point. So I did 8 120s, and
Ooh.
I'm excited for that. That's probably my biggest, goal that I got going on right now. Just
like,
gotta hold out for that.
That's a big boy order right there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you want a ninth one, if you want a ninth one,
Yeah.
go over to my channel.
Oh, word.
What a
Definitely.
segue.
But yeah, that's pretty much the most biggest news that I got. I'm just trying to, stick to my guns and keep myself motivated and, doing this content. You guys make it look so easy, but it's not, and you just gotta take it each day by day, and that's what I'm doing. So hope to, get more stuff out there. And if you guys haven't checked me out, please check me out. I'd appreciate that, but no pressure. It's all love, and I love this community. So thank you guys for having me.
No, I appreciate you saying that. You make it look easy, and but it's hard work. Like, we're having a lot of fun doing this, but it doesn't sugarcoat the fact that we do put work into creating content, just even putting these streams up. It's a lot of work. So I always appreciate you guys coming back each week, because it just lets me know that you guys enjoy watching our show. So just a few guys just talking shit, basically. So I'll take it. We're all in this together. It's a community. We're just talking about things we love, and we're sharing this hobby together. So that's what it's all about. And
we need this. We need this, guys. I'm gonna just be the person to say this. Like,
speaking my man, come on.
As a collector, as a collector, in this community, you would be doing a disservice to yourself if you say that you're not waiting for the next, Wolfpack video to drop, or you're waiting for Brick's next Lego video to come out, or the collector tour. There's so much good stuff out there, and for me, that's what gets me through my real world day. I'm gonna just be 100% honest. Wednesdays for me are family days, so this was a good timing right now. But usually I catch your guys' show the next day, but that's like a staple in my week, catching up and tuning into these shows that we have out there in the community. So everybody that's out there, we need more of this. So definitely, if you want to make content and you're nervous about doing it, just do it. You know what I mean? Get out there. So just have fun with it. And I think that's one of the biggest things that I have to say for everybody that's out there. Just have fun, do what you love. If you want to make content, do it. If you're not sure about it, there's so many people here that, are open arms and, willing to, give you free games. So definitely do it for sure.
Well said, my friend. Well said. It's good seeing you. Hopefully you can come back soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have fun here, and obviously, again, that's what it's about: keeping it positive, keeping it fun. Sneaker, you just had a video last night, but why don't you just plug what you got going on? I know you got some stuff coming in, like you mentioned, but what can we look forward to seeing on your channel coming up here?
Yeah, right now I'm just I've kind of been thinking about doing another live stream, just talking about kind of what my pre-orders that are in the pipeline. I'm kind of considering that, but it's hard to find the time right now. Honestly, I've just really been enjoying doing the collector tour episodes For people who don't know, I just interview kind of like an interview style show of different collectors within the community and kind of gain like their insight into the hobby and how they navigate the hobby. I did an episode last night with Action in the Box, and it was just, I just
Great, man.
loved
Great
it.
dude.
It was just an awesome episode.
Good show.
Yeah, it was one of the best.
Yeah, it was one of the best episodes I felt too. And he just has like a really unique kind of like one of a kind display. So yeah, I would highly recommend you guys go check it out. I feel like you'll be inspired by watching that episode. What is up, bro?
What's up, Mafia?
But yeah, and Ricardo's just a really good dude, and just yeah, it was refreshing to hear what he had to say. He had a lot of just really genuinely kind things to say, just about outlook on life, not just collecting, but just a lot of just good stuff in that episode. So I urge you to go watch that. I'll be back probably maybe next week with Thanksgiving. We'll see. I'm going to try and do another collector tour. I got a couple people in the pipeline, but that's really all right now that I'm working on. I don't really have any content per se coming up, but I'm sure I'll think of something and have some other stuff come up. But like
What's the prerequisites for getting on the show for a second time?
We're getting on to the collector tour.
Yeah, obviously.
You want to come back on?
I want to come back on. Just
I
think
would
of some
say-
different questions for me.
Maybe I will I'll start
2.0.
I'll do a 2.0, and then I'll do a new round
Where
of
are they
questions.
now?
Yeah, I'll do a new round of questions. I'll do a new round of questions. Yeah, I would consider doing
Reissue.
something like that if you'd want to come on for like another episode and see kind of what has changed from because I did ours like that was you were the second person, I think.
I was one of the first ones.
So I'm sure there's like
Nothing
things
has
that are
changed here.
yeah. So like that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Like I'll come up with some questions and of like, or like go rewatch the episode and see what you said and things have changed. I could come up with some. I think I have kind of been like toying around with that idea potentially of like bringing some people back on, but
you gotta evolve.
Yeah, figuring out how to tailor the show because it's a lot coming up with the questions and what have you. But yes, I like that idea. Thanks. But yeah,
also,
so that's what's going on.
We get the D100, we're getting it around the same time, but my video is coming out tomorrow for review. But I would still love to do an unboxing with you, or at least you unbox it and I'm playing with the figure at the same time, whether it's on your channel, my channel. So let's make that happen too.
Yeah, for sure. I'll definitely do I would definitely be down for that because that's one that I do on a live unbox for sure.
Case of Blanco says, I want to go to bed, but I'm worried I might see my Kenobi the cowardly lion. Sleep paralysis demon. What the hell? Oh man, you guys crack me up. Oh man. Brick, you've been a busy boy over there on your little YouTube channel, and lots of Lego. I don't see enough Hot Toys over there, but why don't you clue us in on what's going on in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, actually, I just came out with a short. If you keep up my channel on Kate Bishop, which is a hot toy.
Well,
we get the shorts.
I started the channel off more so Lego than anything, and I just hit the 1 year anniversary since the channel started. So definitely had to make a couple Lego videos. I have 2 giveaways going on right now. One is a $25 gift card. Not much, but it's something. But then the next giveaway, sponsored by Maji Space, is a DF120. So that video is up right now too. So if you guys are interested in that, it closes. I believe I put Sunday night, and you'll find out the winners on Tuesday night. I'll do a live stream for both of those. So I'll probably start off with a Lego gift card and the DF120 after that. But I think at the beginning of the live stream, I'll probably talk a little bit about the channel and why it started and what it's all about with collecting and the way I collect and what kind of drove me to the hot toy side a little bit. And so I won't get too into that, but I got that going on along with some figures coming. I might do an unboxing of RoboCop when I finally get that, but by that time it's like people have already done it, and I'm nowhere near as good as some other people, so just let them handle that. But yeah, 1 year anniversary. So it's
what did I just say? Do it.
I know. But it's just it's exciting to hit it's exciting to hit that 1 year anniversary with you guys and everything. And definitely grew within the Hot Toys community because of the Wolfpack. I got all of you guys to thank. Flavio, we go back Jedi, obviously, DLO, you took me in, and Sneaker, the Collector tour, and all that stuff. So, you guys have been amazing and really good friends. So I appreciate that.
Man, bro, let me cry on live TV.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Who's cutting onions?
All right, man.
Fucking lame, dude.
You're doing great things over there, Brick, whether it be Lego or Hot Toys. Always good to catch your videos. So always appreciate you guys, being here. And yeah, it's what this hobby's about, is, meeting people, making friendships, and yeah, just having fun. But D-Lo, speaking of having fun, when are we going to get that Star Wars?
I am busy, boys. I've got some news for you guys. All right, so
you're gonna do top 10, right?
Well, I thought I had news. Yeah, I do. Yeah, so like what Jedi just said. So guys, I'm in over my head, but I'm gonna do it. So I've got my top 10 for Star Wars coming out on Saturday. Come on. I got my top 10.
I want to give you the floor.
I got my beard back. We'll start with that. So that's going there. Top 10 for Star Wars coming this Saturday. Part 2 of the collection tour is going to be next week. So that is going to be my Thanksgiving gift to the community. That's all I got. So here's a video for that. Then I'm going to go through all the typical stuff here. After I get the part 2 out there, it's going to be a top 10 of my DC, top 10 of my Marvel. And then I'm going to end the year going through all of my purchases for 2023 and ranking those from top to bottom.
Nice.
So it's more than 10. So
that's what's up. I like that idea.
That's going to be a long video there. But I figure I'll top off the year with that there. So quarter 4 on my channel, it's going to be busy. So, yeah, channel. But also, on a side note here, I just want to add one more thing, guys. Just on a personal note, super glad to have a group like you guys there. You guys are fantastic friends. I mean, we just have so much fun doing this here, and obviously, I think we do something really positive for the community having a show like this here, which is I know there's tons of shows out there. I know you guys can be watching anything. So for the community, those who watch us here on replay, or those who kind of like, participate with us as we're just kind of shooting this shit about collecting, and keyword about the collecting, not anything else that goes on there, but just talking about our passion for this amazing, frustrating at times, stressful at times hobby. Just do it together. Do it with your friends. Do it in a group. Do it in a way where you're bringing each other up instead of putting people down. More importantly, regardless of how you feel about X, Y, and Z, it's important to remember why you're doing this in the first place. This is our escape from everything else that we do, everything else that we go through before we make it to 8:30 Central Time, 9:30 for me Eastern Time. This is our release, and this is a fun hobby, and it gets better when we do it all together, and we do it as a team, not just us on here in the panel, but also everybody watching as well too in the community. This is a blessing, guys. This is not everybody can do what we do, collect what we collect, afford these things here. Sometimes maybe we shouldn't do, but we do it anyways, but we're just passionate about it there. And I just think it's important that we put that and keep that in perspective, that regardless of your opinions of others, it's important to respect the other person as well too. And I think that is something that is very valuable and very important to remember moving forward. If you're going to be in this hobby, respect others, others respect you, everyone respects each other, and we can have fun, because that's what it's all about. This is not a job. If this becomes a job, I'm out, guys.
Right.
There's a reason why my name is DLO The Collector, because for me, having that collector part in my name, I could have picked up something fancy. I could have named myself something more clever, but my name is Daniel Lopez, and I'm a collector. So it is DLO The Collector. And that is always going to be my message for you guys there. And no matter what, everything I ever say to you guys is all about what my journey is with this hobby. So every opinion, everything I say, it is sincere, it is thought out, and more importantly, it's for my collection, not yours. I never want you to feel influenced by my words. other than knowing that the words that I'm saying are honest. And that's what this is all about for me here. I'm not here to tell you how to do it. You're grown people. You've been doing all right before you met me. You don't need me to tell you which figure to pick out. And you don't need any one of us to do it as well, too. But what you need from me is if I'm going to be showing my face and taking up time away from my family or anything else that's important to me, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. If I like something, I'm going to tell you like it. If I don't like it, I don't like it. That does not mean you don't have to like it. It doesn't mean that you are not supposed to. But for the fact of the matter is, you're going to hear what I'm going to do with my collection. And that is all I promise you guys. Everything else, do your research, figure it out for yourself, ask your friend for advice if you're on the fence on something. But more importantly, do it because you love it. Don't let it consume you, because once it consumes you, it is not fun anymore, guys.
Yep.
So,
Amen.
Sorry if that's a little bit long, but I've had some stuff on my chest here, just kind of watching things around, and I just wish we talked more about what we're passionate about and just had fun again. I think that's what's really lacking right now. I think we're losing focus, and I think more important, we got to get back to just having fun doing this here, because if we're not having fun, what is the point?
It's true. Yeah. It's true, because like when you almost when you dwell on anything that's not having the fun in the hobby, you almost lose sight of what it is. You know what I mean? And within yourself of whatever it is, you know what I mean? Whatever you're doing, like, you know what I mean? Or you could be a passive collector and collect, 2 or 3 figures. Not everybody has that, opportunity, like a lot of people that, can just go boom, boom, boom and just buy
financial
figures.
blessing,
Yeah. Just the simplicity of the fact that, like, and there's people in here that, are from other countries, and, with no disrespect, but like, we're in America, we have the capability of all joining together quickly and being able to just be on a platform to be able to express our feelings, you know what I mean? And say how we feel about, the community, and talk about with our fellow brothers about, that movie that hit so hard when you were in the movie theaters that made you want to get a high-end, God forbid I say, toy that you want to, idolize. But, that's something that, you take pride in. You're putting that money to put that in your display. So all blessings. It's just, you just have to look at all of the good, you know what I mean, and keep moving forward, because that's how the world is too. You know what I mean? There's people that, dwell on nothing but the bad, but that's never to me, that's not a healthy thing for
life's too short.
That's not healthy for anybody. You know what I mean? Like, it just starts to create other avenues of you wanting to, I don't know. I don't even know how else to say it. It's just, it's
what you're saying is here, you're just saying we all got to respect each other. More importantly, whether we disagree or not, we're still a community. We're still a family of collectors. We're still, we should still make sure that no matter what, we don't lose focus on that. We're not that big of a group. We're all we got. Some of us.
Yeah. It's like, it's a club. It's like a work club.
People and their families or friends who do not, condone their collecting or do not get their collecting. And this is an outlet for some of those people. And then there's some people who are fortunate who collect with friends like we do here. We give each other shit, and sometimes we're embarrassed to admit that we bought a figure and we find out live on air that we got a RoboCop today. Like that's the fun stuff. That's the fun stuff. I mean, watching Graham's like genuine like surprise reaction that happened, like that's what this is about. It's fun. It's supposed to be this way.
And the moments that are around the figures themselves, you know what I mean? Like not even just the action of purchasing, receiving, displaying, like, yo, bro, I just got this. Like, I posted this picture. Dope edits. I love the way you did that. You know what I mean? It all comes with it. It's not just about, for me, it's not just about the collectible.
Yeah. Just don't lose focus why you got it in the first place. That's all I ask you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're collecting, like Flavio said, we're collecting toys here. We're buying toys. Like, should be fun. We should be sharing this with each other because outside of Brick and now Sneaker, I mean, I don't have anybody that I can share this with in person, and it's been amazing to be able to share a hobby in person with those two guys. But like, you know, DLO is one of my best buds, and Flavio, you're a great dude, and I love sharing this stuff with you guys. So like, when we get on here and we talk with you guys in the chat, you guys are just as much of a part of the show as these guys are on the panel too. So I love seeing the names every week and being able to recognize you guys out there too. And yeah, it's fun to be able to look at the figures and repose them and reorganize them. But then when we get together, we talk about how much we love that stuff. It's great. So yeah, I just think as a community, we're all one, and we need to remember, like, we're collecting toys. This is supposed to be fun. Like,
yeah,
you know, life's too short.
That's why we're the pack. We stick together, right?
Too sweet, brother. Too sweet.
Together we survive. Alone we die.
Yep.
Having said that, thank you guys so much for your support, for always watching the show. We're going to be back next week for a Thanksgiving special. It'll be on Wolfpack Wednesday, the night before Thanksgiving. We're going to keep the positivity going. We're going to talk about figures that we're thankful for. Maybe we'll talk about our favorite Thanksgiving foods, or things to do during Thanksgiving, and what we love about the holiday. But we're going to talk more figures with you guys. So hopefully you'll join us. This was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed doing this show with you guys. Wolfpack Wednesday each and every week. I'm the Jedi Knights Watch. He's EvilSneaker. He's Brick Artemis. He's DLO The Collector. And he's our special guest, Flavio, the House of Collectibles. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe out there, and we'll see you soon. Good night.